Hello, hello? Alright, I'm working now. Sorry I am late. I ran into some issues, but I am back now. And in this stream, I will be watching an hour-long video of the complete lore of Hollow Knight, alright? This has been recommended I do in my Discord, and I guess I gotta have to do it now. I wasn't gonna do this, but apparently you guys want this, so here we are. And then after this, because it's an hour, so it's not like entire stream worth of doing. After I'm gonna try and do AT Ray Dow because I think it came out like today, right? So I'll try and do that, and if I do that really fast, I will try AT Velkhana because I remembered I didn't even do that yet. I forgot I still have to do that, so I'm gonna do that after if I beat AT Ray Dow very fast. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. If not, I'll fight AT Velkhana next stream. And after I beat AT Velkhana, according to the poll I posted on my Discord, most of you voted for Generations Ultimate. Most of you wanted me to watch me play Generations Ultimate. However, I have decided that I don't want to do it because it's too risky and I don't want to get into any legal trouble with Nintendo. So I'm gonna save Generations Ultimate and any like all the other older generations of Monster Hunter for in the future when I can afford to buy Switches or whatever the hell else, or maybe if they come into like PC through Steam, like I'll play it that way. But for right now, I don't want to risk it. And also, yes, I have enough watch hours to have unlocked memberships and super chats. I don't have my videos monetized yet. I still need 4,000. I'm at 3,800 or something like that. So we're almost there. But 3,000 is where I unlock memberships and super chat and stuff. So I got that back in, and I added a new level. So the first level, which is the dollar one, I'm pretty sure it was $1 before as well, unless they changed it. But yeah, I set it as the lowest price I can set it as, which is $1 Canadian. So that's just like they'll give you like the emotes and like the earlier videos and stuff. And then for $5 or $6, like $5.99, is the next level. I'll shout you out at the end of my videos. This only applies for future videos, by the way, because all these videos I'm uploading are past videos, so I can't really do that. But for any future videos I make from now on, if you are a membership of the Treehouse VIP, your name will be at the end of the video. I'll try and see how I can make that work. I don't know how it works if you get gifted a VIP. I guess I'll add you as well. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Anyways, memberships are up. Hopefully soon I'll get my videos monetized as well. But anyways, we're gonna be watching Hollow Knight Complete Lore. Hopefully you guys are excited about that. Oh, right, I forgot. Hold on. Let me just put the chat up onto the screen real quick. Forgot I removed that because I was trying to get some B-roll because I'm editing video. I'm editing a video. So I was trying to get some B-roll of something. And so I closed the chat capture. But anyways, it's back here. So we're good. Anyways, alright, let's get into this. It's an hour and 17 minutes long, so here we go. By Mossbang. If you guys want to watch this on your own time, I don't know if you can see it, but it's by Mossbang. I have this zoomed in because why not? I think I want to zoom in. Alright, here we go. Spoilers. We don't care about spoilers because I don't plan on playing Hollow Knight anymore. There's too many bugs. However, if this video is somehow like if the lore of Hollow Knight is that goated, it might convince me to play the game anyways. But I might not do everything because it's still too many bugs. But if the lore video is so good, I like it so much, I might play Hollow Knight anyways. We'll see. I have never played that. Hmm. Yeah, it's straight up just everything is insects. So like basically, I tried to avoid anything if I could, like anything and everything if I could. If I didn't have to fight it, I would just run away from it. There's no audio? Oh crap! You guys can't hear it. Hold on. Um. Huh. Huh. Hold on. The heck? Uh. No. Oh wait, hold on.
We can see this desire in Hollow Knight's design. The levels in Hollow Knight are massive, with secrets and rewards hidden in every nook and cranny, be that powerful charms, special abilities...
No, yes? Is it working? Yes?
Or, the game's navigation system...
I'm assuming, according to my OBS, it looks like it's working, so I'm assuming it's working. Alright, cool.
Requires the player to work for their map, forcing them to make a stronger mental image of the world in their head. Christopher Larkin's score and Ari Gibson's artwork lend to this as well, creating an atmosphere that the player won't want to leave.
I do like the art. The art is pretty cool. If this game wasn't insects, maybe I'll really like this game.
But there's one aspect of Hollow Knight that keeps people like me coming back. The world building. When Super Metroid launched in 1994, it stood out for its amazing sense of immersion. Now in 1994, I was busy not being alive, but I've watched enough YouTube video essays to know that this game was a big deal. In case you didn't know, Super Metroid is basically the granddaddy of all Metroidvanias. That's why they're called Metroidvanias. Now in Super Metroid, there are moments that give the player a sense of depth. Basically the feeling that this world exists outside of Samus's interactions with it. In the room right before that diabetic crocodile thing, Samus can find the corpse of a random soldier.
I've never played this game, by the way.
His inclusion here doesn't change the gameplay at all, but instead gives the player a sense of wonder about the world they are exploring. Who was this guy? Why was he here in the first place? Did he like jazz? Now, finding dead bodies and other random garbage is pretty cool, right?
The right question.
Well, Hollow Knight basically does the same thing, about a dozen times. Through its world building, Hollow Knight turns Hallownest into a living kingdom. You can sense the ancient history of the land when you look at dilapidated structures or giant barred doors. Nothing feels like it was put into the game randomly. There's a reason for it all. Except those reasons aren't the easiest to uncover. Hollow Knight's narrative is buried under layers of NPC dialogue, item descriptions, lore tablets, and even additional content like the Quarrel comic and Fangamer's Wanderer's Journal. These past 3 years have seen an insane amount of research by the Hollow Knight community to make sense of Team Cherry's sprawling
these are
world.
all fan-made?
We've even made it to the point where people are looking at the in-game signs to try and decipher Hallownest's logographic language, In this video,
That's
I
actually
hope to
pretty
give you a
cool.
long and detailed
the
look into
community
the
is
world
very-
of Hollow
very
Knight,
nice.
exploring Hallownest's history
This is the
and
best
uncertain
fight
future.
I've ever like
When
in
I'm
the whole
not busy
game. I've
making
only fought,
surprisingly
like,
accurate Super Smash
like,
Bros.
what
roster
was it, 2 or 3
speculation
boss
videos,
fights?
or insightful podcasts about beloved subjects like the Donkey Kong Country television series, or whatever this was supposed to be, I'm usually making videos about Hollow Knight. And while I am a
lot of
seasoned
Hollow
Hollow Knight lore expert, I cannot confirm that every musing or theory presented in this
God.
video is completely correct.
37
I
pages.
highly recommend checking out the lore section of the Hollow Knight wiki if you want a more neutral explanation of Hollow Knight's lore.
Oh, is the video too loud or am I too quiet? Hold on.
But if you're too
Is this
lazy
better?
to read, then I suggest you sit back, order some Domino's pizza, or just grab a block of cheese from the fridge and enjoy the mostly complete lore of Hollow Knight.
Like, are we a bug? Is Hollow Knight a
simple
bug,
fact of
or
life
like,
that
are
every
we not a
human
bug?
worships a god, be that technology, ideologies, or in rare cases, God. As it turns out, the bugs in Hallownest pretty much operate in the same way. From the mosskin born from the dream of a giant slug, to the emo kids of the ancient civilization who literally worship the darkness, there is no shortage of things to worship in the world of Hollow Knight. Our story begins with a creature very much worthy of worship. A creature born from the carcass of a worm. The
That's
carcass
a
can still
worm?
be found in the
Oh,
King's
that's the
Edge,
worm?
and it's our only good look at what worms actually
I don't
look
like worms.
At the time Hollow Knight occurs, it is
Oh,
suggested
is
there
that the
are no
thing you guys
worms
told me
left
to
the
go in?
world. They were incredibly long
That's
creatures
I
that
didn't want
featured
to.
little to no limbs. Another more mysterious property of worms was that they had some kind of prescience or foresight. Basically, they could see the future to some capacity.
Oh.
It isn't clear how effective this ability was. Considering how the entire race went extinct, this foresight ability must have been pretty shit. Getting back to this particular worm carcass, it is explained that this worm traveled across the distant mountains and wastelands beyond Hallownest. Once it arrived in Hallownest, the worm died.
Nice.
Except not really. Inside the maw of the carcass sits a pale broken egg, out of which hatched a new form of worm, a being of meager shell. This form of the worm is usually referred to as the Pale King, and he's the character
that's supposed to be a worm?
responsible for everything that happens in Hollow Knight. The Pale King is
it's
a higher
worm.
being,
Oh,
a type of creature that exists above all others.
that does not
His
look
body
like
was
a
said to shine
worm.
with a radiant
Worm.
visage that harmed those who looked upon him. The ultimate goal of the Pale King seemed to be in line with that of other worms. A line from the cryptic Mr. Mushroom reads, "Worms pull bugs into their thrall, till ages pass and kingdoms fall." In other words,
had, like,
it's
wings.
just in their nature.
No?
Dogs wag their tails, cats bury their shit, and worms bring massive amounts of bugs into their service
what?
in order to form long-standing kingdoms and civilizations.
Okay, I'm confused.
And here in a far corner of the world, the Pale King emerged from the corpse of his former self and began to build his eternal kingdom, Hallownest. There's this one
Is it just like
problem.
a normal worm, but just
There's, like,
worded
people
as
already
a dragon
living
worm?
there. The area that would eventually become Hallownest
Wow,
was
so this is the
already filled with
entire map?
mantises, bees,
Wait,
moths.
wait. This is the entire map. So far, I've explored. I think I've been in King's Pass, right? This is where I spawned, and then I went to Dirtmouth, and I have been into this area. I think this area, and then I think I've been to Fungal Waste a little bit. Yeah. I remember being stuck. This is where I ended off in. This place right here, I think. I was trying to get into here, but I suck at parkour. I'm actually so trash at parkour. I couldn't do it, and I kind of rage quit it. But yeah, it was that and all like the bugs just like building up. I didn't want to play the game anymore. That's where I ended off. I don't know if like I could have went off in a different direction, like over here or something, if I wanted to, or like because I'm pretty sure this game is not really linear. Like I'm pretty sure it looks like a game that like everybody would play differently. Like they would have a different path. That's how it looks. It feels like an Elden Ring game, Like everybody would go in a different path, in like a different order of like places. And yeah, I think this looks like some type of spider nest, which Nice. Good thing I didn't get here. But my favorite spot was definitely the green path. And right here, where I fought Silksong, that was my favorite boss fight of the entire game. That was basically I think that was basically the only boss fight I pretty much enjoyed. But yeah, that was my whole experience with Hollow Knight.
Already filled with mantises, bees, moths, spiders,
welcome back,
mushrooms,
Natoso.
And bush
welcome back.
Cosplayers. Each of these groups were already operating with their own cultures and societies, and each group had a different interaction with the Pale King. One of the more receptive groups to the arrival of the Pale King were the mushrooms of the fungal wastes. These creatures were able to communicate with one another through
I only
one
fought
shared
2 bosses.
mind. The mushrooms
I fought
viewed this
at least
shared
3.
mind as a strength, and they were kind of smug dickheads about it. Ultimately, the mushrooms wearily accepted the Pale King's rule, viewing his foresight as a shield to the dangers of the future. Another group living in the fungal wastes is the Mantis tribe. The Mantises have a rich cultural history.
Yo, the Mantises are OP, bro. Like, they were actually so OP.
The Mantises are a proud tribe.
Their attack range is insane.
One's physical strength. The Mantises are fiercely territorial, but will show respect to those who display great power. These Fight Club enthusiasts were led by 4 powerful Mantis Lords, who I guess just kind of sat around waiting for outsiders to challenge them. The Mantis tribe had no interest in the Pale King's kingdom, but the 2 communities did come to a truce.
Yeah, I just ran past anything I could.
The Mantis tribe
and only fought if I needed to heal or something.
Hallownest. Not sure why they didn't just go out the other exits from Deep Nest, but whatever. I'm not an expert on border patrol. I don't work at ICE anymore. Let's move on to Deep Nest. Now, many of the different tribes of Hallownest were kind enough to leave lore tablets behind, detailing pretty much everything we need to know about them.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the bugs of Deep Nest didn't do that. We know that the spiders of Deep Nest had a monarchy because why not? Those are always good, right? Also, within Deep Nest are a separate group of spiders that immigrated to Deep Nest at some point.
That's what I thought. It is spiders.
This group was known as the Weavers, and they established their own culture and history within Deep Nest.
Spiders are the worst types of bugs.
They used looms of silk to weave stories, spells, and shields. One thing we know for sure about Deep Nest is that they really didn't want anything to do with Hallownest. The struggles of Deep Nest-Hallownest relations would become painfully clear as time goes on, but for right now, it seems like the 2 remained fairly isolated from one another. Another section of pre-Hallownest includes Green Path. Now, as far as we can tell, the
are spiders not bugs?
Mantises and spiders of Deep Nest didn't worship any higher beings. There is this giant mushroom corpse in the fungal core, but I don't think this is a higher being. I mean, who the hell would want to worship a fat-ass mushroom? Fat-ass slugs?
Silksong is a spider?
The land we know as Green Path was created by the higher being known as
Silksong was the same species as Hollow Knight.
Mind to dream the vegetation of Green Path into the once barren caverns.
I thought arachnids were bugs.
The Mosskin were
insects.
also born out of Un's dream, making her their creator.
Look, for the longest time, I thought that thing was unhittable. Like, I thought I could only dodge it.
At one point, Green Path stretched into both modern-day Queen's Garden and possibly Fog Canyon. Green Path's citizens showed themselves to be a fairly developed society. They built a temple at the Lake of Un in order to worship her, and they even had their own line of defense, with Moss Knights showing proficiency in combat.
Yeah, these Moss Knights kicked my ass the first time I fought them. I thought they were a boss. I thought for sure they were a boss.
The Prince of Destruction awakes.
Ads.
The law of Un continued to remain in effect even after the Pale King arrived. But it seems like they allowed the king to establish a road through their lands, leading travelers to the heart of Hallownest. Hence the name Green Path. Yeah, Team Cherry really racked their brains when naming this area, didn't they?
Brilliant name, I love it.
Next, we have the bees. And while there is no lore on how these bees can turn into fucking drills, or how they can ignore all known laws of aviation, we do know how they reacted to the Pale King.
I don't like bees at all,
decided to seal their hive off from the rest of the world. With only patrol bees being
like
able
the
to
whole
enter
time I
and
was
exit
playing
the
this
hive.
game, I was so uncomfortable because of all the bees and bugs and everything around me. I was so uncomfortable.
The only moth settlement is in the resting grounds, but the tribe might have also inhabited the Crystal Peak at one point. Now, as we all know, moths in real life are just complete assholes. As for the moths in Hollow Knight, well, it's
the eyes are so ugly.
The moth race is described as being a rather pacifist group, with few ever choosing to take up a weapon. During the Pale King's reign, the moth race delved amongst dreams and the dead, displaying the importance of remembering those who have passed, as well as learning how to shape dreams themselves. Similar to the Mothkin, the Moth tribe was born from a higher being known as the Radiance. The Radiance is described as being a light in which
Was that
the
a final
Moth
boss?
tribe basked. So she was basically a giant
I've seen
lamp
this
to
guy
them.
in like thumbnails
Another
before.
important aspect about the Radiance is her ties to dreams and a substance known as essence. Essence are the remains of wishes and dreams, and are represented in-game by these dreamcatcher particle effects. Essence can take the form of whispering roots, as well as dream ghosts, both of which
Has
are
multiple
memories taking
endings?
root in the void.
Oh.
The Radiance appears to be a creature made of essence, but she isn't the only higher being to give off essence. Un has green particles, the Pale King has gray particles, and this sexy character named Grim
Ooh.
gives off fiery red particles.
What the heck is
However, the Radiance appears to be the main god
He's
when it comes
clearly
to
supposed to
dreams,
like be
even
like
if
some
other
sort of
gods also
vampire.
dabble in the
But,
dream
like,
realm.
I was about to
Getting
say
back
he
to
could
the
be a
Moth
bat,
tribe,
but like there's
it
no
is
way
their
he
interaction
fits
with the Pale King that we
in
need
with the
to
theme of the
discuss.
place, right? Because
Basically, the
bats are
Moths
not
turn their
insects
backs
or
on the
bug
Radiance
or whatever.
completely in order to worship the
There are
new
5
light that had
endings?
appeared, the Pale King's light. So yeah, moths are assholes in this game too. With her tribe forsaking her, the Radiance became a forgotten memory, a remnant of the past, and a thing that's definitely not going to come up again later in this video. And so the Pale King's
Foreshadowing.
new kingdom was established, Hallownest. But there is one aspect of Hallownest that we need to discuss. Unfortunately, to better understand this, we're going to have to read some poetry. In the wilds
Poetry?
beyond, they speak your name with reverence and regret. For none could tame our savage souls, yet you the challenge met. Under palest watch, you taught, we changed. Base instincts were redeemed. A world you gave to bug and beast as they had never dreamed. This is from a poem titled Elegy for Hallownest, written by Modemon the Teacher. The poem appears at the beginning of every playthrough, and hints at what the Pale King and his kingdom offered. Much of the land outside of Hallownest appears to be a wasteland, where bugs survive off of instinct, without the burden of mind. Hallownest somehow taught these bugs and tamed their savagery. Basically, the Pale King changed the instincts of his subjects and granted them higher thought. To get a better picture of this, let's look at 2 different characters, Boone and Tuck. These
I don't think I've met either of them.
things give us a clear display of Hallownest's effect. While both appear to be the same species of bug, Boone is dumb as a sack of rocks, struggling to string together words, while Tuck speaks fairly clearly. The main difference between these 2 characters is that while Boone lives outside of Hallownest, Tuck lives beneath the city's capital. Basically, it appears as though Hallownest is a literal holy ground that raises the intelligence of those who dwell within. The Pale King established a path, starting from the kingdom's entrance in King's Pass, winding through Greenpath and the fungal wastes, and finally ending at the massive capital at Hallownest's heart. We now know the capital city as the City of Tears, but that was likely not its original name.
Wait.
The rain that falls down onto the city from the blue lake
how's it
above
raining?
didn't begin until after the kingdom collapsed. So unless the capital was originally named by some edgy literature student, the name City of Tears wouldn't have made much sense. The king's motivation for all this appears to have been his desire to be worshipped. The citizens of Hallownest believe that the Pale King created the world, and everything in it. Shrines to the king can be found scattered throughout the kingdom, and king's idols were created and distributed to followers of the king. Despite the worship, the Pale King often kept himself hidden from his subjects, possibly to hide his blemishes. I mean, if you look at the size of the real Pale King to his statue in the ancient basin, the man is clearly overcompensating. The Pale King's White Palace was also built underneath the city, separating him from his subjects even more so. At the same time, certain powers became shunned in Hallownest, though we don't know for sure if the Pale King had anything to do with this. Lifeblood is a blue liquid substance that leaves those who drink it feeling refreshed.
People everywhere
However, the use
here.
of lifeblood was seen as a taboo, and those who used it were demonized as heretics. The use of soul for combat was also shunned. Soul is a sort of life force in Hollow Knight that animates the bodies of living creatures. But some characters are able to control the soul of others to conjure powerful
This guy's an
spirits.
asshole.
But aside from a few exceptions, no citizens of Hallownest ever used this power. However, the Pale King didn't rule alone. There was another higher being in the mix, a being known as the White Lady. The White Lady is a weird brute-like being that can be found in the modern-day Queen's Gardens. She is encased in a strange cocoon, and we know very little about her. With as much exposition we get for the Pale King, there is next to nothing on the White Lady. but one thing we do know is that she likes to breed.
She likes to... Oh, damn. Maybe she'll be a boss in Silk Song. Oh my god, ad. That's crazy. Oh my god. More ad.
You are formally invited to enjoy your first smooth...
Skip.
Like, a lot. The White Lady would often retreat to the Queen's Gardens, an area of land once controlled by the Mosskin. How exactly she walked around and actually went places is a lore question too deep for even my
Does she have
expertise.
3 eyeballs?
The White
Or
Lady
irises?
is also known as a pale being, along with the Pale King. What exactly are pale beings? Well, we don't know for sure, but they seem to stand out even amongst higher beings, as being even more powerful. I know that's a little confusing, so let's try using an example. I'd say that regular higher beings are like a TP-Link Archer C7 AC1750 wireless dual-band gigabit router, while pale beings are like the Asus RT-AX
I don't have an ad blocker because
AX6000 dual-band
I
8X
just don't.
gigabit Wi-Fi router. Under the Pale King, Halnest underwent a bit of an industrial revolution. He ordered the construction of the stagways, which were used to transport passengers and goods. The Forgotten Crossroads and the storerooms above the City of Tears were used to store goods that traveled along these stagways. The king also ordered the construction of the tramways, because literally no one is safe from the threat of automation. A tram was built between the Forgotten Crossroads and the resting grounds. A second tram was built from the kingdom's edge across the ancient basin over to Deep Nest. And then a third tram was started in Deep Nest and attempted to go further into Deep Nest. Not sure how useful that would have been to the bugs of Halnest, but whatever.
I used to have an ad blocker, but I am like, it made YouTube work really slowly, so I turned it off and I didn't re-download it on this new computer because like I don't know, ads are like fine. I mean also like gives the YouTube content creators money if they have ads, right? And like, I don't know, I'm just not bothered. I think it's fine. I'll watch the ad. It is whatever.
The Pale King's a smart guy. I'm not gonna question him. But anyway, the Pale King's super smart plan to build a tram in Deep Nest ended up getting a few of his tram workers killed. The bugs of Deep Nest rejected the Pale King's attempt to build a tram in their territory, further cementing the poor relations shared between the two
trams
groups.
not needed?
Aside from convenient fast travel, regular pathways were also used to cart goods around the kingdom. From this was born probably one of the most important groups in Halonest, and perhaps even all of fiction. An elusive guild of bugs, simply known as the Menderbugs, took to maintaining the various signs scattered throughout Halonest. From the journal entry of one Menderbug, we can catch a glimpse into their ancient and unknowable minds.
Dear, dear diary, isn't life just the most beautiful thing? Fixing signs, mending posts, let them break, I say. I'm a better mender for all that repairing. I sometimes doubt there's a single bug in all of Halonest happier than me.
Another example of the Pale King's expanding
what a life he lived
is the Crystal Peak. This area is filled with crystals that grow rapidly along walls, ceilings, and even the shells of certain bugs. These crystals were considered valuable to the bugs of Halonest, resulting in large-scale mining efforts. We don't actually see the crystals
I think I've been here before, right?
In Halonest,
but like couldn't get
they are said
really
to contain a sort of
too deep
energy.
inside of it.
The crystals are also said to sing
right?
if you listen very carefully.
Oh my god, there's no way! What do you
In terms of military, Halonest's first
what the
line of
heck? I
defense
did not
appeared to be a
expect
group
that
simply known as
in
the
a lore
Five Great
video.
Knights. The members of this esteemed coalition were Ogrim, Hagemol, Zamir, Drya, and Isma.
Are they all
For
dead?
being so important, most of the information about these knights has been lost to time. Ogrim is the knight we know the most about, since he is one of the few knights still alive during the events of the game. Ogrim expressed a great amount of loyalty towards the king, and he maybe had something going on with Isma, but we really don't know. Hagemol was known for his sense of humor and his soft-spoken voice, but at the same time, he was also dummy thick. Mysterious Zamir arrived in Halonest from a serene land, bringing with her a collection of delicate flowers. At some point, she also got into a relationship with a mantis, but not just any mantis, a daughter of one of the mantis lords. So yeah, it seems like these great knights were slaying in more ways than one. All we really know about Drya is that she was fierce, caring,
that's a girl.
and wise.
I thought that was a man.
As for Isma,
A
she
man
was
bug.
described as being kind. She also appears to be some sort of weird plant life form, but there's no information on where she's from or what her powers were. The 5 Great Knights play an important role in the Champion's Call, the Knotted Grove, and the Battle of the Blackworm. We have no idea what these events were or how they affected Hallownest, but they sound cool nonetheless. During Hallownest's reign, there was another strange area that seemed to exist separate from the Pale King's rule. Carved out of the corpse of an ancient bug, an area called the Colosseum of Fools was constructed, and it was a destination for warriors from outside Hallownest. The sole purpose for fighting in the Colosseum appeared to be simply for glory, with a mysterious figure known as the Lord Fool overseeing the combat. We don't know when the Colosseum was constructed
Is
or
he
if
not
the Pale King
dead?
was involved, but one of his servants,
If he's
the
not
Pale
dead,
Lurker,
why is nobody
became
giving
a
him medical
champion in the
treatment?
Colosseum, perhaps indicating the Pale King's approval. And finally, there was the Royal Waterways, where the fecal
Ew.
excrement of the kingdom was washed out into the fungal wastes. This area saw the rise of a species of parasite-like creatures called the flukes.
What the heck?
The flukes spawned from the fluke mark,
What the heck is
a
that?
giant monster with cavities in which tinier flukes live. There really isn't too
Oh!
much involved with the flukes,
No,
but I do need
that's
to point out that the fluke marm is
nasty.
canonically a MILF. Like,
Those
that's
baby
not even
Kezus or something?
debatable. The sky is blue.
I played
2 + 2
Hollow
=
Knight.
4,
I didn't like it.
and we all want
Oh,
to fuck this thing. And so this was the kingdom of Hallownest at its height. Hallownest was a vast kingdom connected by a network of stagways and tram stations. The
I
bugs
said
of
if he was
Hallownest
still
mourned their dead
alive
on
why
the
he
resting
wasn't getting
grounds,
medical treatment.
engaged in commerce using Geo, the de facto currency of the region, and a thriving capital located in the middle of the kingdom. The Pale King had succeeded in crafting a full-blown society, but we all know there are pitfalls to living in a society. As a suspiciously knowledgeable hunter points out in his journal, the Pale King had created a population of weak and pathetic creatures. The bugs of Hallownest did not hunt for their own food, and had become complacent with their comfort. This is even more obvious with the east wing of the capital. These greedy members of Hallownest's high society became complete cowards, obsessed with riches and plum from excess wealth. The bugs living in Hallownest Prime looked quite different than the instinctive simpletons they once were. Their savagery had been replaced with intelligence, and through that intellect, they gave the Pale King the devotion and service he desired. And while there were a few snags along the way, they were shining times for the king and his subjects. Resting at the threshold of Hallownest is a strange lore tablet, proclaiming Hallownest to be the last and only civilization. It calls Hallownest an
What
eternal
about
kingdom.
humans?
This appears to have been the Pale King's goal.
Surely there's
for
humans
Hallownest
in
to
this world,
stand
right?
against a wasted world as a final beacon for civilization. And that was the Pale King's ultimate folly, to think that he could succeed where so many others had failed before.
Probably
Long
no
before
humans.
the Pale Kings or the Barry Bensons of the world, the land of Hallownest was controlled by an ancient caste. Hints of Hallownest history are littered throughout the land, with the most notable examples being the soul totems and arcane eggs. One sect of these ancient bugs didn't worship a god like the Pale King or any lord, but instead a dark and mysterious substance known as the Void. This ancient caste once also tried to lay claim to the entire land of Hallownest, but they too failed. In his quest to conquer all of Hallownest, the Pale King had made an enemy long forgotten, an enemy that was about to be remembered.
Get an assessment.
Oh my
for
God,
UTIs,
it's the
cold
pharmacy.
sores, pink eye, and more.
I mentioned earlier that the Moth tribe entirely forgot about the Radiance in order to worship the Pale King, but that isn't quite true. Memories of her still lingered, and hushed whispers of faith kept the Radiance alive. At the summit of the Crystal
What is
Peak,
this Radiance?
a location known as Hallownest Crown, a strange collection of glyphs can be found. Joining these glyphs is a statue of the Radiance.
Oh,
presiding
this
over the
guy
kingdom above.
again.
This old summit is the sole standing shrine left to the Radiance. This was built in order to keep the memory of the Radiance alive. The Radiance's light began to appear in the dreams of Hallownest citizens.
Oh, I thought these were
This
called
light manifested
essence
itself
or whatever,
in an
right?
infection
Was it
that
not?
ravaged
I don't
through the kingdom's tunnels. Those infected would fall into a deep sleep and awaken with broken minds. Some of the lesser bugs tried to resist the Radiance's light, which only resulted in them being consumed by it even more so. Many infected bugs lost their wills and began attacking bugs that weren't infected. The infection
That's crazy.
also
They were
twisted the
zombie
bodies of
bugs.
its hosts, causing them to bloat and occasionally develop orange cysts on their bodies. For many victims, they were reverted back to their basic instincts, carrying out the duties they once fulfilled in life, but now as mindless slaves. Those caught up in the infection were linked into the Radiance's hive mind, allowing her to control their bodies if needed. As the infection spread across Hallownest, many groups looked to solutions to fight off the Radiance's light. The gates to the City of Tears were closed in an attempt to keep the infection from reaching the city. The stagways were also shut down at some point, and many of the stags eventually died out, but some took more proactive
Nobody be
efforts
feeding
against
them?
the infection. The scholars of the Soul Sanctum decided to harness the power of Soul in an attempt to fight the infection. This resulted in the deaths of hundreds of bugs, whose souls were sucked out and injected into the bodies of the scholars. Their goal was to
The
achieve some
heck?
kind of pure focus, which would somehow protect them from plagues of the mind. The scholars' leader, the Soul Master, was driven mad by the sheer power of Soul, and his entire sect failed to avoid infection. But hey, at
Rip.
least they took as many innocent people down with them as they could. The Mantis tribe, showing a stronger will
Let's
than the
cure
common
this
bug,
by killing other
were
people.
able to stave off the
Genius.
infection. However, one of the 4 Mantis Lords turned against his sisters. He and his followers took in the infection willingly, as it gave them more strength and courage. At some point during all this, the Traitor Lord and his followers were exiled from the Mantis
You
village,
should sleep,
eventually
Spork.
taking up residence in the Queen's Gardens. The Traitor Lord's
340
daughter
is
ended
crazy.
up dying at some point. This is the same Mantis that was in a relationship with Zamir, one of the 5 Great Knights, but the Mantises rejected their union because of Zamir's outsideness. As a gamer, this type of prejudice is all too familiar.
Nice game.
And honestly, it makes me sick. With the 5 Great Knights completely useless to fight against the infection, the Pale King devised his own scheme. A scheme involving a strange substance known as Void. As I mentioned earlier, the Pale King's White Palace was built in an area called the Ancient Basin, but his castle wasn't the only noteworthy thing down there. At the bottom of the Ancient Basin was the entrance to a pit known as the Abyss. Within the Abyss was a lake composed of void. The Pale King realized that this void could be given form,
Nice.
as evidenced by an imprint of such deep within the Abyss, possibly left there by the ancient civilization that predated Hallownest. The Pale King devised a workshop in his palace, where he placed void in armor shells imbued with soul, creating servants known as King's Molds and Wing Molds. These void creatures were somehow imprinted with the desire of the Pale King, so that they would serve him. It isn't clear when the Pale King started making these creatures. There is evidence to imply that even common bugs were aware of King's Molds, but the point is, the Pale King turned to the void in order to create another creature, one that he believed could contain the Radiance and her infection. He tried to create a pure vessel. The Radiance's infection needs its host to have a will and a mind in order to enslave it. A pure vessel would be a
But
creature
if you
made
don't
of void
have-
designed to lack those features. The Pale King believed that by harnessing the void inside a pure vessel, he would be able to stop the infection and keep Hallownest lasting eternal. But his method for creating this so-called pure vessel was incredibly cruel. This is where the White Lady and her King Kong-sized libido come into play. These two
That's
hired beings
crazy.
engaged in a union of some kind, resulting in the creation of several eggs that were dropped down into the abyss. There, the void seeped into these eggs, corrupting the offspring of the Pale King and the White Lady. This act resulted in the creation of the vessels. The vessels are not
Oh, that's
technically
us.
considered to be alive. They are shells created from the Pale King and White Lady that have been filled with the void. Within each vessel is a shade, a completely void being hidden behind the face of the vessel. Vessels are also non-gendered, I guess because they're dead or something? I'm not sure if that's how that works, but whatever. I'm not an expert on these kinds of things. I don't work at ICE anymore. Thousands of vessels were created during this process, but only one was chosen as the pure vessel. This particular vessel,
We are the
by
chosen
Pale
one.
King, was deemed the Hollow Knight.
With perfect
Oh my God,
flavor
that
in
was it.
every bite of Pringles.
Why is there so
It's
many
a tasty
ads on this
get let
video?
go.
So, are you ready to test some cars? For sure.
That's crazy. He puts
was
so much
taken
ads
away
on this
to the White
video.
Palace.
I usually just put it as
But I wanna
on
take
auto,
a bit of a closer look at this
and then
part of the
just
story.
have YouTube place it
There are a number
wherever.
of questions and theories surrounding this moment that I really want to dig into. The big question surrounding this moment is, why was the Hollow Knight chosen over any other vessel? One common theory is that the Pale King took these vessels back to the White Palace and evaluated them using his giant collection of buzzsaws. This
The
theory is
heck?
probably the
What
least
is this?
likely explanation. It kinda exists just to explain the buzzsaws, which is quite the mystery, I'll admit, but doesn't really mesh with
heck
the
is
vessels
this?
very well. How does being good at Super Meat Boy prove that you are a worthy vessel? And while thinking about logistics in a game about magic bugs is never a good idea, how exactly did the Pale King transfer these thousands of vessels to his palace without characters like the Dung Defender finding out? So this means that the Pale King probably made his decision without taking any of the vessels out of the Abyss. So how did the Pale King make his evaluation? I think the best explanation comes from a theory I originally heard from a user named Golden Flower Fan. Basically, the vessels were hatched down at the bottom of the Abyss, and the first one to make it to the top was chosen by the Pale King.
I mean,
In
fair
memory
enough.
of this event, we see vessels falling from above back down into the pit of the Abyss. Perhaps these vessels weren't being cast down into the Abyss, but fell while trying to escape out of it. The lore tablet outside the Abyss
That
appears
makes
to
sense,
support
I
this
feel.
theory. It reads, "Our pure vessel has ascended. Beyond lies only the refuse and regret of its creation. We shall enter that place no longer." This tablet was likely written right after the Hollow Knight was chosen, considering that is when the entrance to the Abyss was sealed off. The tablet proclaims that the pure vessel has ascended, or in other words, climbed out of the Abyss. And while cut content should never be considered canon, I would just like to point out that an earlier version of this tablet, found in the game's code, was even more explicit about this. It read, "From below, our pure vessel has ascended." But how does making it to the top of the Abyss first prove that the Hollow Knight is somehow a perfectly hollow vessel? Well, I think this whole concept might just be a misconception. What if the Hollow Knight wasn't any different from the other vessels? All the vessels were made in the exact same way after all. The idea that the Hollow Knight was somehow more hollow than the other vessels comes from the fact that there were so many vessels created in the first place. If they only needed one, then why create so goddamn many? I mean, this is like Octomom on steroids.
Why is Wally over there?
So it would make sense that multiple offspring would come from one egg. And it might have been a precaution to produce multiple vessels in hopes that at least one would be able to successfully escape the Abyss. Now another explanation could be that the Pale King just yeeted other vessels that made it to the top first, after determining that they weren't hollow, which would better explain why so many were created. Ultimately, the exact details aren't super important, but I do find it interesting how many different interpretations can be pulled from this part of the lore. After the Hollow Knight was chosen, the Pale King sealed the doorway to the Abyss, leaving the discarded vessels to rot away in darkness.
That's
These actions
crazy.
were not taken lightly by the Pale King or the White Lady. Both participants expressed shame in what they did, but saw no other option to save the kingdom. But the
Why
vessels
couldn't they
weren't
just,
the only poor saps sealed
you
away
know,
in the Abyss.
not seal
There's
them off?
also a lighthouse
What's
that
wrong
was
with that?
built
I
on
don't get
top
it.
of a naturally formed spire, its light shining down on an ocean of abyss below. Inside was one of the Pale King's royal retainers, who was left in charge of keeping the lighthouse turned on. So this brave soul was willingly sealed in a dark and dangerous tomb for the rest of his life, just so he could not pull a lever. Well, at
What?
least he was living with purpose. With the Abyss sealed and the
Why
Hollow
don't you
Knight
just have
chosen,
nobody
the Pale King's
there?
plan
What's
was
the point?
beginning
What's
to
the point of
come
that?
together. The Hollow Knight was raised and trained to prime form, causing it to grow several times its original size. We don't know exactly why this happened, but I guess the Hollow Knight is just a grower and not a shower. We know
Fair
that
enough.
the Hollow Knight was trained to use a nail, but why was this even necessary?
Wait, oh,
One
so
possible explanation is that the Hollow Knight needed to protect itself in case an intruder tried to kill it. You know, like the player. Or perhaps this
Oh,
would
so we're
include
not the Hollow
process of
Knight.
containing the radiance.
Wait, I'm so
Unfortunately,
confused.
The details of that are never fully explained.
How do we escape
the Hollow Knight
then?
might have somehow focused the radiance inside itself, but Team Cherry gives us no explanation of how that might have worked. But that still wasn't enough for the Pale King. Additional seals were needed in order to protect
not the
Hollow
main
Knight's physical
character.
body, while the radiance was trapped inside of it. To achieve this, the Pale King sought the help of 3 particular bugs, who would later be known as the Dreamers: Lurien the Watcher, Motomon the Teacher, and Hera the Beast.
Just like good food meals, Vietnamese cuisine is truly comforting. There's so much hearty food to be found in Hanoi. I can't wait to bring all this goodness back to your
Nice.
Lurien is definitely the most mysterious of the 3 Dreamers. He lived in the Watcher Spire in the City of Tears. From there, Lurien watched over the city with his telescope.
Yeah, I've
Lurien
never
was
seen a
pretty big
telescope
fan of the
point
king,
down like
so
that
it probably
before.
took little convincing for him to lie down for him. Lurien might also be tied to another strange incident that occurred in the City of Tears. Hidden on some of Lurien's lore tablets are images of jars, the same jars that can be found stockpiled in the Tower of Love. This building sits on the outskirts of the city, and is the setting of one of the most bizarre bosses in the game, the Collector. The Collector is a void construct that appears to have been made from the same mold used to create the King's molds. But the Collector is unique because, well,
What the hell is that?
The Collector stayed in the Tower of Love with a noble bug who likely owned the establishment. In the tower, a number of bugs can be found captured in jars, implying that these two were tasked with collecting these creatures. However, the Collector somehow became obsessed with grubs, creating a map to keep track of grubs it captured in jars, as well as keeping a strange shrine displaying a grub in the style of the Vitruvian Man. Eventually, the bug staying with the Collector decided to lock it inside the Tower of Love, and fled to the Queen's
Tower of
Gardens,
Love,
where
yo?
it died, likely due to overexposure to the void. Despite being locked up in the tower, the Collector is still spotted by the Hunter at some point, which either means this only happened recently, or the Hunter has been farting around in Hallownest for a long ass time. We have no idea what these creatures were trying to do. It's implied that the Collector was trying to preserve the creatures of Hallownest, perhaps trying to protect them from the spread of the infection, but we don't know where the Collector's obsession with
I know you
grubs
guys told me to
originated.
to like
And while Lurien does
release
seem
him,
connected to all
but,
of
like,
this, we don't know how
I
involved
don't want to
he was
release
with
him.
this operation, or
So,
what its end goal
I
exactly
never released
was.
any of them.
Motomon the Teacher lived in the Teacher's Archives, a library built atop a lake of acid in the Fog Canyon. The lower half of her body consists of tentacles, making her a popular subject for the thriving Hollow Knight R34
Oh,
community.
that's crazy.
The Archives and the Fog Canyon as a whole are also filled with these strange Metroid knockoffs. These creatures are likely related to Motomon in some way. They could be her live offspring, her test tube babies, or possibly even her shit. Motomon uses futuristic
I'd rather it stay
cathode
away
ray
from
tube
me
things
than
to
release
store
it.
information about Hallownest. Several terminals in the Teacher's Archive go into detail about the Pale King's plan to defeat the Radiance, indicating that Motomon had intimate knowledge of what she was taking part in. Finally, the Pale King sought the help of Hera the Beast, the Queen of Deep Nest. Now, as I mentioned earlier, relations between Hallownest and Deep Nest were kinda not great. Unlike the other 2 Dreamers, Hera needed to be convinced in order to help the Pale King. Hera would eventually agree to become a Dreamer, in exchange for a child. The Pale King agreed, and the two engaged in a dalliance.
That's
which
crazy.
Is a fancy way
Dude,
of
the
saying
Pale
they
King.
totally boned. The White
Pale
Lady was
King
okay with
can
this
be
arrangement.
hitting it.
In fact, she might have been watching from the closet.
That's
The motive behind
crazy.
Hera's request is never elaborated on, but it appears as though the King of Deep Nest was dead at this point. Hera was a common bug, so perhaps she desired the Pale King's pale seed so that her child could be of high birth. The bargain between Hera and the
fair
Pale
enough.
King resulted in the birth of Hornet. She became known as the gendered child because, unlike the
Oh,
Pale
her
King's
real
other
name is
children,
Hornet, not
Hornet
Silk
was
Nest?
not hollowed out by the abyss.
I thought her name
Hera
was
and
Silk,
Hornet spent
Silk
little
Song or
time
whatever.
together, as Hera had to make good on her end of the bargain. And so the 3 Dreamers were put to rest. Through their actions, a seal was placed over the Black Egg, prohibiting entrance into the chamber. These Dreamers also had their own protection. At the base of Lurien's spire, the Watcher Knights guarded access to their master's body. Motomon's body was protected by a giant jellyfish named Umu. On top of this, Motomon entrusted her servant Quirrell with a mask which would be required to break an additional seal she had placed over herself. So she basically is double wrapping herself. As for Hera, we're not really sure what protected her, since it is never actually seen in-game. We don't know where this creature is hiding, but whoever it is, they really suck at their job. Now there appears to be one more element to the Pale King's plan, involving the Weavers. Hidden away in the Weaver's Den is an incomplete seal of binding, woven from silk. This design prominently features the Hollow Knight's head, and can be found in the White Palace, as well as blocking the exit during the Hollow Knight fight. Silk spools created by the Weavers can be found in the Stag Station in Deep Nest, as well as the Stag Station next to the White Palace. These spools can also be found in the Pale King's workshop. We know that the Weavers were closely tied to Hera and Hornet, so their actions might have been a part of the deal between the Pale King and Hera. Once the Hollow Knight was ready, the Radiance was somehow channeled into the vessel, which was then placed inside of a giant black egg located in the Forgotten Crossroads. This egg was built to sustain the Hollow Knight, and itself appears to be fashioned from void.
Oh, so the Hollow Knight is inside that egg?
The entrance to the black egg was locked behind a powerful seal created by the three Dreamers. Initially, this convoluted plan actually worked, and the infection was successfully contained. Memorials to the Hollow Knight and the Dreamers
I'm kind of
were erected
lost
in the
now.
City of
I don't know what the
Tears
heck's happening.
and the resting grounds.
I thought they wanted the Hollow Knight to fight
This is the part of the story where things get
infection.
a little bit hazy.
But then they lock him up?
By the time these statues were constructed, citizens had taken to writing on parchment woven from spider silk, which was all destroyed when water started pouring down onto the city. We don't know how long the Hollow Knight was able to completely contain the infection. Bugs from Dirtmouth used to go to the Temple of the Black Egg to pray, saying they felt at peace within the walls. But after a while,
I don't
they stopped
remember
going,
exactly what
perhaps
happened at the
indicating that
beginning.
The infection was beginning to leak out again. The infectious air continued to seep through Halnest for years, eventually even reaching the deepest parts of the kingdom. As it turns out, the Pale King's pure vessel wasn't quite so pure after all.
Of course
not. The Hollow
not.
Knight had been tarnished by an idea instilled. While the game never explicitly tells us what that idea was, it does hint strongly at what it might be. Hidden away in the White Palace is a memory showing the Hollow Knight and the Pale King sharing a moment. The Hollow Knight might have developed a parental bond to the Pale King, and who could blame it? The Pale King is a pretty great dad after all. You know, if you ignore the infanticide and everything.
He killed
Remember
like
those smug
99% of
dickheads?
his kids.
Well, it turns out their trust in the Pale King was a complete mistake. That shared mind isn't looking too good now, is it? In the fungal core, the corpse of a giant mushroom lies dormant. Its final thoughts were, "Pale worm, what good to see a demise unavoidable?" This could imply that the Pale King always knew that his kingdom was doomed. All he could do was delay the inevitable. This is likely the moment when Halnest, as it once was, entirely collapsed. The Hollow Knight had not completely stopped the infection, and while it may have taken a while, Halnest was eventually brought low. It's at this point that characters and areas begin to resemble as we know them in-game. When it became clear that the Hollow Knight was not able to contain the Radiance, the Pale King resorted to his final plan. He fucked off, hiding himself, his White Palace, and his Pale Court in the Dream World.
He left.
At this point,
He don't want none of that.
The palace was covered under white sheets, similar to how people in the real world cover their furniture while away on long trips. The palace was also completely covered with thorns and buzzsaws, similar to how people in the real world cover their houses with thorns
I think that's
and
exactly what we
buzzsaws.
do. Yep.
The Pale King would eventually pass away while sitting on his throne in the White Palace. There's no confirmation on what killed him, but there are a few things to consider. The throne room is incredibly dark compared to the rest of the palace, and the particle effects and ambient track in this room are identical to that of the Abyss. All of the king's molds surrounding the Pale King are dead. The ancient basin itself also has become stained with the presence of void, as it can be seen as high as the rundown elevator shaft leading back to the city. Remember that bug that was sealed away in the Abyss to make sure the lighthouse wasn't turned off? Well, the lighthouse was turned off. I guess that whole living with purpose thing is a crock of shit after all. It seems as though the sea of
His
Void
one
itself
job
actually convinced this bug to betray his king and turn off the lighthouse. Now I know what you're thinking. Exactly how conscious is the Void? Is the Void able to think for itself? Can it form strategies? Does it host a podcast? Well, according to this Chozo statue ripoff, the Void is powerful, but not unified. So while it can thrash around at things that come near it, or call out in unison to turn off a light, it's not a single conscious being. Getting back to the Pale King, one could argue that the Void might have played a role in his ultimate demise, and I've argued that viewpoint in the past, but we have to remember that there isn't enough evidence to know for sure. As an expert lawyer and a good friend of mine, Johnny Cochran, once said, "Any evidence that the Void was involved in the Pale King's death is circumstantial." My name is Johnny Cochran. Just above the White Palace, the bugs in the city of Tyr.
It's all circumstantial, guys.
Even if
no
we
evidence.
know the fact that the infection was still around, there were other issues that helped lead to the city's downfall. Due to the gates being sealed, some bugs resorted to cannibalism in order to avoid starvation.
Damn,
and there's also that
bro.
metric fuckton of corpses lining the walls of the Soul Sanctum. When all was said and done, the only citizen
Who
left
dis?
standing is Eternal Emelita,
So chill.
who just laughs her ass off about it like she's a fucking Dark Souls character. The White Lady ends up in a cocoon deep within the Queen's gardens. She decided to place bindings on herself in order to keep her from spreading her seed. She claims that this is because of the shame she feels in helping the Pale King create the vessels, but honestly, it's probably just her kink. The White Lady also diminished her power, possibly as a way to keep herself hidden from unwanted visitors. Outside her cocoon, Drya stood guard, protecting her queen from the violent traitor mantises. Drya is eventually killed off by these bugs, which is actually pretty pathetic if you think about it. I mean, we're talking like the Netgear WPN824N N150 wireless router pathetic. Speaking of great knights
I don't get
dying
that.
pathetically, let's move on to Hegemel. Hegemel held the city crest, a key used to open one of the gates to the City of Tears. At some point, Hegemel's armor shell was stolen by a maggot. Now, maggots were generally looked down upon and forced to do menial labor. They were incredibly weak, and basically deserved all of the discrimination they got.
They seem very smart.
Decided to turn the tide, so he stole Hegemel's shell so that he could defend his downtrodden brothers. His actions were motivated by
remember
the
this
infection,
guy.
but
Was he a
instead
boss?
the result of how hierarchical caste systems will always lead to revolution from the working class, and that true freedom can only be achieved blah blah blah, capitalism is bad. Subscribe to my Patreon.
Oh my god.
And they lived sweetly ever after.
Ogre moved to the Royal Waterways and started living in shit.
That boss was crazy,
changing his
though.
name to Dung Defender. Now, I love wallowing in shit as much as the next guy, but you'd have to really love shit to put
I've
up
never
with
heard of
living
that
with the
Wi-Fi router.
fleas. The Dung Defender kept an unwavering sense of duty and loyalty to the king, and love for his fellow knights. So much so that he made shit statues of them. How nice. Ogre
Very
acted
nice.
as the defender of the pipeways, as well as Isma's Grove. A section of the Royal Waterways became filled with acid, and in the middle of it all rests Isma's corpse, which has been overcome by plant life. Isma is likely the one responsible for this acid blight, but we have no idea what happened
It's
to
her
her.
piss.
Hornet's whereabouts during this time are fairly mysterious. We know that she departed Deep Nest and didn't return until the events of the game. At some point, she took to guarding Halnest from intruding warriors, as well as the cast-off shell in the Kingdom's Edge. Despite the Kingdom's woes at large, fortunately this fate did not befall one of the fandom's favorite characters. The Menderbugs continued to fix the broken
The
signs and
Menderbugs!
wayposts of Halnest. From a diary entry, we can see that one Menderbug in particular had found himself on the precipice of a long and loving relationship.
Hello
How nice.
again, diary. Not long now until the next Minder Bash. For us stealthy types, we're a riotous bunch when we get together, and Minderberry kept flashing me that smile. It might be time to muster my courage and act on it. I
Hello,
love my
Kling
home
Schlot.
and my life, but sharing it with another? Why, that'd be the berry on top.
Greenpath also underwent some changes during this time. The Mosskin were waiting for Un's call, which would bring them back into the dream they were originally born from. But for some reason, Un's strength deteriorated. We don't know why this happened exactly. Was it due to the White Lady claiming part of her kingdom? Was it somehow due to the infection? Some Mosskin believe that Un went into hiding.
So are all the
but it
exploding
appears as though
dudes
Un is,
infected
in
or
fact,
something?
calling to her children. But many of the Mosskin are unable to hear her call. Instead, many Mosskin seem to have taken the Radiance's infection into their leaves. which might explain why Greenpath became overgrown with vegetation despite Un's deteriorating powers. Mossy vagabonds even openly chose to forsake Un and worship the Radiance. Another tribe to be screwed over by the Radiance is the Hive, which fell to the infection after the death of their leader, Hive Queen Vespa. But it appears as though this had little effect on their civilization. The Radiance's hive mind was already familiar to the bees, since the Hive probably operated under something similar already. So in other words, the Hive probably made out the best in this whole situation. Let's turn our attention back to the moths.
Oh, wasps.
After all, it's their god that keeps killing everybody. Well, the moth tribe didn't fare too well, actually, as pretty much the entire tribe died out. The only known survivor is the seer. Despite the loss of her tribe, the seer continued to tend to the graves in the resting grounds, while also waiting the arrival of the wielder, a mysterious being that her tribe has dreamt of for a while. In the kingdom's edge, the land became covered in ash molting off of the worm's decomposing corpse. The Colosseum of Fools continued to thrive. The Lord Fool passed away at some point, but nobody really seems to notice or even care. The
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Infected, but
why
still
don't
seem
they
to have
bury
maintained
him,
control
move him,
over
or something?
themselves.
Just leave him there.
It seems possible that these bugs took in the infection willingly, similar to the Traitor Lord and his followers. This would have given them an edge in combat, similar to using steroids, but without the whole shrinking testicles thing. However, even the Traitor Lord and his followers went mad, so what makes these fools any more special? As for the Pale King's champion, the Pale Lurker, well, she just went the normal kind of insane. There appears to have been another unforeseen event with the Pale King's plan. When the Hollow Knight was originally chosen, the door to the Abyss was sealed, trapping the discarded vessels within. But apparently, some vessels didn't get
We're one of the
memo.
vessels, right?
Vessel corpses can be found littered throughout the kingdom. There's one in the Ancient Basin, one in Greenpath, and several trapped in Nosk's lair and Deep Nest. Another vessel that escaped from the Abyss is the player character.
Yeah, we're a vessel.
The exact details
God.
on how the vessels escaped the Abyss is unclear. There are indications that they might have slipped into Deep Nest through some old passageway, given void influences in part of the area.
Like Hornet is
and all the
like our
corpses found in
stepsister.
Nosk's lair. At some point, all entrances to Hollownest were closed off, with the old well and Earthmouth being the only way to sneak back in. Despite this, several people have wormed their way into the kingdom, with few ever returning. Characters like Relic Seeker Lem seemed content to just pillage artifacts from the ruined kingdom, but other bugs seemed interested in something greater. In the Howling Cliffs rests the corpse of a member of the Grim Troop. The task of this bug appears to have been to seek out Hollownest, so that the troop might be summoned to the kingdom in the future. The Grim Troop are basically a group of bugs that serve a higher being known as the Nightmare Heart. The troop keeps the heart alive by feeding on the nightmares of fallen kingdoms. This process also involves sacrificing the troop master to his own child because, hey, look at this cool ass boss battle. Another important group that traveled to Hollownest are the God Seekers. After being abandoned by their old gods, the gods of thunder and the gods of rain, these bugs left their home in the land of storms, seeking out a new god to worship. The God Seekers looked to gods to save them from their own silent mind. While traveling through the wastelands, the God Seekers constructed devices called God Tuners, which helped them seek out new gods. Through this device, they were able to detect the lingering power of the Pale King and find their way to Hollownest.
Pale King is a god, right?
When they arrived, however, the God Seeker was forced into hibernation. She was encased in a strange sarcophagus-like cocoon, which was itself chained up with a lock. It's not clear how this forced hibernation worked, seeing as the cocoon appears to have been made by the God Seeker herself. As for who put the cocoon in chains, I think the most likely candidate is the Dung Defender, considering how the God Seeker's cocoon is found in the junk pit in the waterways, an area the Dung Defender has tasked himself with protecting. This was the general picture of Hollownest after the Hollow Knight was sealed inside the Temple of the Black Egg. The kingdom was stuck in a kind of stasis, with the Pale King civilization destroyed and the Radiance unable to break free from her chains. The Pale King was rebelling against nature, trying to keep his work standing indefinitely. The stasis over Hollownest held for an age. How long is that exactly? Well, we have no idea. As I'm sure you've noticed, there really isn't a timeline for anything that happens in this game. We also have no idea how long any of these bugs can actually live. Elderbug wasn't around to see the stagways open, but we know several other characters were, implying that Elderbug is probably one of the youngest characters in the whole game. But this stasis over Hollownest wasn't going to last forever. At some point, the radiance erupted
Interesting.
out of the Hollow Knight, cracking its shell and releasing a loud and powerful roar. The amount of infection leaking out of the Hollow Knight became even greater. The many corpses that lined the roads and cities of the kingdom sprang to life with the amplified power of the infection. This strengthened infection prompted the departure of the Weavers back to their old home. Now this old home might actually be Farloom, the kingdom in which Hollow Knight Silksong takes place. But the amount of knowledge we have about Silksong right now is pathetic, so I'm not saying that's confirmed or anything. This is also around the time that Quirrell arrives back in Hallownest. His memory of Motomon appears to have been clouded due to his time outside of Hallownest. These events are depicted in the Quirrell prequel comic, which also shows an image of the Hollow Knight with a pre-cracked shell. This could mean that Quirrell's arrival happens roughly the same time the Hollow Knight's shell cracks. At around the same time Quirrell arrives in Hallownest, we also see the arrival of the player character, who is commonly referred to as the Knight. The Knight was one of the lucky vessels that was able to make its way out of the abyss. Somehow the Knight ended up venturing beyond Hallownest and into the wilds beyond. It's implied that the Knight was called to Hallownest by either the sealed Hollow Knight or the Radiance within. Regardless, once the Knight shows up and yeets itself off this cliff, the actual game of Hollow Knight finally begins.
Yay!
Now, there's a lot of details we could get into. Hallownest is full of NPCs and bosses, each with their own stories to tell. But to be honest, I don't think we need to go through all of them, since their stories are relatively straightforward. For example, let's look at the Brooding Moloch. So why is the Brooding Moloch brooding? Because all its friends are dead.
Fair enough.
And there you go. That's the lore for the Brooding Moloch. Also, it's the only character in the game with a visible asshole.
Yo,
now,
that's an
need
asshole!
me to explain that to you? Probably not. So instead, I'm just going to talk about the interactions relating to
is that like the meta?
Story.
You just bounce on the bosses, and that's how you beat
most
of them?
Into Green Path. There, Hornet attempts to kill the Knight, claiming that she knows what it would try to do. At this point, Hornet views the Knight as being too weak. After the fight, Hornet can be found in the City of Tears, next to the statue of the Hollow Knight. Hornet mentions
She's
that
the best
Knight
boss.
has gained a resilience, due to the time it spent in the void beyond Hallownest. This could be referring to the fact that some of those who leave Hallownest lose their memories, meaning the Knight would have no memories of its own tragic conception. Hornet tells the Knight that if it seeks to continue the stasis that keeps Hallownest standing, it must seek the Graven Ash, which is referring to the Kingdom's Edge. At this moment, Hornet sees the Knight as a possible replacement for the Hollow Knight. Basically, the Knight could break the seals that keep the Hollow Knight locked away, defeat the Hollow Knight, and contain the infection itself. It's at this point that I should mention
we
that
are
Hollow
the
Knight
chosen
actually
one.
has 5 different endings, because of course it would. I'm going to be explaining each of these endings in this video.
I do like
as they
games
each
with
give us a
multiple
different
endings.
glimpse into the mechanics of Hollow Knight's world. Now, to get the easiest ending,
I
to
think
Hollow
it's
Knight,
pretty
Hornet's instructions to go to the Kingdom's
interesting
Edge
to see
can be
like
ignored completely.
what
If
endings
the
your
Knight
friends
stumbles
choose
upon
and
the
stuff.
resting grounds, the 3 dreamers will appear and cast the Knight into the Dream Realm. There, Seer will come to the Knight's rescue and grant it the Dream Nail, a special blade that can tear the veil between the real world and the dream world. With the Dream Nail, the Knight can venture to the resting places of the 3 dreamers, curb stomp their asses, and unlock the entrance to the Black Egg. Inside the egg, the Knight finds the Hollow Knight chained up, silently watching over it.
I'm still not
Once the
entirely
chains
sure
are
why
broken,
he's chained
the Hollow
up.
Knight screams with that familiar Radiance roar and pursues the Knight. As the fight progresses, the Hollow Knight starts trying to kill itself, Quirrell style. But then the Radiance starts using the Hollow Knight's body to perform her own attacks. Once defeated, the Hollow Knight begins to spew infection all over the place. The Knight can then focus the infection into itself. This results in the first ending of the game, called Hollow Knight. In this ending, the Knight usurps the Hollow Knight, prolonging the stasis over Hallownest. New chains and bindings appear out of fuck if I know, and contain the Knight. And a new seal is placed over the
so what
entrance to the
happened
Black
is
Egg.
they put the
Now,
infection
there is
into
one giant question
the
looming
original
over
Hollow
this
Knight.
ending. Can the Knight actually contain?
Right. So from what I understand, so how they like contained the infection is they put it all into the Hollow Knight, and then they locked him up, and I'm like, boom, done, we're good now. But like it seems the lock is breaking, so like the Hornet was like, we gotta find a replacement. You seem good. Go in there, eat the infection, and lock yourself up. That's what happens. That's like the only way.
Infection indefinitely, Or will the Radiants still manage to break free one day?
Oh my gosh.
Before we answer this question,
Cool.
let's look at some of the other events that can transpire while playing the game. If the player chooses to go to Kingdom's Edge, Hornet will challenge the Knight one last time as a final test of strength. After her defeat,
that's a new attack.
Hornet allows the Knight to access the cast-off shell, where the Pale King was originally hatched. By interacting with this egg, the Knight's shell is marked with the King's brand, technically making the Knight the new ruler of Hallownest.
Oh!
With the King's brand, the Knight can now open the entrance to the Abyss and discover the place of its birth. When leaving the Abyss, the Knight can encounter Hornet again, where for the first time, Hornet suggests that there are actually two outcomes the Knight can enact. She tells the Knight that it can either prolong Hallownest stasis, or face the heart of the Kingdom's infection. Within the Knight, Hornet sees a chance for change. Instead of just replacing the Hollow Knight, Hornet believes that it may be possible to get rid of the infection completely by using the void inside of the Knight. After visiting the Abyss and obtaining the Shade Cloak, the Knight is capable of reaching the White Lady, hidden away in the Queen's Gardens. The White Lady tells the Knight that she has been awaiting a vessel to accept a gift, that gift being one half of a charm called the King Soul, which she claims will give the Knight more power. The White Lady goes on to explain that she can feel the weakening of the Hollow Knight within her roots. She tells the Knight that it is free of the blemishes that made the Hollow Knight a flawed vessel. From this dialogue, it is implied that the Knight truly is a pure vessel, capable of containing the Radiance successfully. But it's not quite that simple, so we're going to have to dig a bit deeper into this. Basically, we're going to need to answer a simple question. What exactly does it mean to be a Hollow Knight? Despite the White Lady's words, we have a number of instances where the characters and item descriptions mention that the Knight has a will, and maybe even a mind. But from the Pale King's dialogue when describing the Hollow Knight, it is stated that a pure vessel has no mind or will. So is the White Lady wrong? Or maybe even lying? Her eyes have been clouded by time, and she can be tricked into thinking that Ogrim is in the room when the Knight is wearing the Defender's Crest charm. She also thinks that Dryia is still alive, which, So maybe the White Lady is just senile.
She
My problem
did.
with that theory is that the White Lady states that the vessels stand out to her clearly in a misted world, due to them being her spawn. She also questions whether or not the Knight sought her aid, which would imply that the Knight must have some kind of will. So for whatever reason, the White Lady thinks the Knight is still capable of containing the Radiance, even if it's still able to make decisions. After all, the Hollow Knight was considered pure, but they still taught it how to wield a fucking sword. I mean, if the Knight were truly and completely hollow in a literal sense, it probably shouldn't even be able to walk, or draw a map, or open a goddamn bank account. In short,
Yeah,
this whole
I opened the
concept
bank
of being
account.
hollow is so abstract and hard to define, I don't really feel comfortable giving a solid answer on whether or not the Knight is or isn't truly hollow, and I think the game leaves room open for other interpretations. Of course, the White Lady's gift is useless without the other half of the King Soul. In order to reach it, however, the Knight must travel to the White Palace, locked inside the body of a King's Mold. In order to bypass the seal, the Knight must use a fully awakened Dream Nail. It can do this by bringing 1800 essence to the Seer, allowing her to sharpen the weapon's blade. If the Knight does this, the
how do you
Seer remarks
calculate
the
that?
Knight
How do you
truly
know how
is the
much that
wielder
is?
that her tribe has been dreaming of. There's no explicit reason why the Moth tribe was dreaming about this supposed wielder so much, but it seems like they believe the wielder would wash away the crimes the Moth tribe committed by turning their backs on the Radiance. The Seer seems to know that the Knight might kill the Radiance, and she seems accepting of it, ready for her and her tribe to disappear and be forgotten forever. With the awoken Dream Nail in hand, the Knight can travel to the Pale King's refuge and locate the other half of the King's Soul charm. When equipped, the King's Soul provides a never-ending supply of soul, making it almost useful if it weren't for the insanely high cost of the charm, and the painfully slow rate at which it increases, and the fact that the charm will get replaced in about 5 minutes after you get it. The King's Soul charm itself symbolizes the union between two higher beings. To me, this implies that the King's Soul is a representation of a vessel, which also was created by the union of two higher beings. With the King's Soul in their inventory, the Knight now gains access to an area in the Abyss called the Birthplace. In this massive pile of vessel shells, the Knight can find a giant egg, Dream nailing the egg allows the knight to access its own memory when it was cast down into the abyss. From viewing that memory, the King Soul charm is replaced with the Void Heart charm. The recollection of this event allows the knight to come to terms with the void inside itself. Once the knight has the Void Heart, the shades in the abyss no longer attack it, and that strange creature that gives the knight the Shade Cloak calls it the Lord of Shades. In other words, the knight has now bound the once fragmented void under its own will, allowing it to control the void in a powerful new way. With the union of the void, the Pale King, and the White Lady, the knight has gained a strength before unseen. It is with this charm that 2 additional endings become unlocked. Hornet will now be standing outside of the Black Egg, offering to help the knight should the opportunity arrive. Midway through the fight with the Hollow Knight, Hornet rushes into battle, subduing the Hollow Knight and piercing his shell. It's at this point that the knight is given the perfect opportunity to enter into the mind of its sibling, fighting the source of the infection head on, and finally putting an end to the Radiance's tyranny. Or it can just stand there and let Hornet get knocked unconscious. If the knight finishes off the Hollow Knight as usual, the sealed sibling ending occurs. Basically, it's the same as the Hollow Knight ending, but now Hornet is in the room too, and her face appears on the door of the Black Egg. It's not clear what exactly this means for Hallownest. This might imply that Hornet is now a dreamer, but she's inside the temple, meaning that no one can actually get in there to kill her should the knight ever start leaking infection. At the same time, Hornet mentions that the bindings of the Black Egg would drain her, so she's probably just going to die anyway, right?
And then no Hollow Knight 2, no Silk Song.
Endings. But it's worth pointing out that Team Cherry doesn't support any one ending as being the true ending. Each ending is canonical in its own right, and honestly, this ending isn't the worst. At least the Knight and Hornet will get to spend some quality time together. If the Knight does dream of the Hollow Knight, it will be taken to an arena where it can finally fight the Radiance head-on. But the Knight isn't alone, as the other shades from the abyss will appear in order to help corner the Radiance. Eventually the Radiance gets trapped in the tendrils of the Void. The Knight bitch slaps her a couple times, and then the Radiance is
slaps her across the face until she dies.
To turn to shadows, and the Void seeps down into the ground. Hornet awakens to find the Knight's broken shell lying on the floor.
Ooh, wait, we die?
One final shot of the shades in the abyss going to rest, and the game is over. This ending is called the Dream No More ending. The Radiance is gone, and Hallownest is finally free from her infection. Now I think it's fair to ask a few questions about how the Dream No More ending comes about. When the Hollow Knight was initially chosen to become the pure vessel, the abyss was sealed up and the rest of the vessels were left to rot away. But somehow, vessels ended up outside of the abyss.
Yeah, I saw that short.
One of those vessels was used to replace the Hollow Knight. Exactly how much of this operation was planned, if at all? The White Lady was waiting for a vessel. Did she have any communication with Hornet? Hornet was guarding the King's Brand, the only way for a vessel to enter the abyss. How did she know it was necessary to guard the King's Brand from weaker vessels? Hell, if the vessels did escape the abyss by themselves, wouldn't it be pointless to guard the King's Brand, since the vessels could just creep back into the abyss the same way? I'm not going to provide any good answers to these questions, because God forbid I answer anything in this entire video. But I do want to point out that no plans to actually produce the Dream No More ending are explicitly stated in-game. So we can only speculate as to whether or not the White Lady or Hornet, or maybe even the Pale King, knew that they could defeat the Radiance by creating a Lord of Shades like the Knight. Regardless, the next 2 endings were definitely
how many
not
times you
planned.
had to slap that thing?
In fact, the last 2 endings that were added in the Godmaster update almost feel out of place. The Godseekers basically hijack everything to the point where you don't even have to enter the Temple of the Black Egg to beat the game. That's like beating Mario Bros without ever seeing Bowser. But on the other hand, the Godmaster endings basically reinforce that Hallownest does not exist in a vacuum, which can help the world of Hollow Knight feel more real, because what else is reality but just a bunch of random chaotic stuff happening all the time? If the Knight finds the Godseeker in the Junk Pit, it will be able to enter her mind and refight all the bosses in the game. This is part of the Godseeker's ritual. They basically attune to the resonance of gods through ritual combat. This allows them to ascend their minds higher, and eventually, through the use of godly focus, achieve communication with the god sleeping in Hallownest's heart, the Radiance. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a pretty convoluted little religious practice they have going on here. What's next? Are they going to start measuring the Knight's Theon levels? It's pretty complicated, but the point is, these Godseekers have some serious capabilities to fuck things up in Hallownest. As we're
I
about
thought there
to
was only
see,
one hollow,
as the night
not
makes it further and
Godseeker.
further through the 4 pantheons, the Godseekers get closer and closer to making contact with the Radiance, locked away inside the Hollow Knight. At the end of the 4th pantheon, the Radiance makes herself aware in this strange reunion cutscene between the vessels. But she isn't the only one to make an appearance. The Void itself appears to go on the attack, rising up to meet the Radiance's call. It's at this point that the final challenge, the Pantheon of Hallownest, becomes available. The Godseeker finally acknowledges the Knight as being more than just a simple cringer, and they begin to watch the Knight more intently. After defeating like a bazillion bosses in the final Pantheon, the Knight finally comes face to face with the Absolute Radiance, a stronger, more enhanced version of the game's final boss. Finally, the stage is set. After roughly 40 minutes of intense agony and tedious boss battles, the Knight has finally reached the ultimate enemy, responsible for the destruction of Hallownest. Truly, this will be a battle for the ages. But first, let's check in on our old pal Menderbug. As it turns out, he's still alive when the Knight arrives in Hallownest, and he's still fulfilling his duty after all this time.
There's only like one of them
look at his
left.
diary.
My lovely diary. Someone's gone and broke my favorite sign, right there at the top of the crossroads. It keeps happening too, but you know, I just can't get mad about it. I should be thanking them, really.
Is this like legit,
More
or is he just
chances to
adding
fix
this for
that
the video?
Beautiful, complex sign, and I've stocked up on spare parts, so I've no fear it'll ever stay broken for long.
Unfortunately, the only way to ever read the Menderbug's diary is to kill him in cold blood. I'm not sure why Team Cherry thought this was necessary, but the general consensus on Reddit is that they are bloodthirsty warmongers, so it checks out. But at least Menderbug's last moments will be spent fixing one of his favorite signs in the Forgotten Crossroads. It's comforting to think that his final seconds of consciousness were spent in total bliss, before we sent him hurtling into the infinite chasm that is Oblivion.
That's crazy.
Anyways, the alternate fight between the Knight and the Radiance plays out differently than in the vanilla ending. This time around, the Knight is not accompanied by any shades. Instead, after defeating the Radiance, the Knight seems to transform into this monstrosity.
What the
Now,
heck?
this creature goes by many
Who's the
names.
boss now?
The God of Gods, the Lord Shade, the Devourer, the Void Entity. But I don't really like any of those, so I will just call him Bill. Bill proceeds to completely annihilate the Radiance in spectacular fashion.
Oh my
We are then
god.
treated to the Embrace the Void ending. Bill comes back down from the sky, dropping into the rest of Godhome. The Godseeker starts to get pulled into Bill by Void tendrils.
The super
We then
worst.
cut to the Godseeker in the
the
junk pit.
Menderbug?
Void starts leaking out of her eyes, and it appears as though Bill is making an escape back into the real world, which is probably a bad thing? Finally, we see Hornet standing outside of the Black Egg as the infection begins to disappear from nearby vines. Hornet hears footsteps coming from inside the Black Egg as the Hollow Knight reveals itself to her and the two prepare for combat. So from this cutscene, we can see that the Radiance's death
So
in Godhome actually did
lived
kill
so
her
long
for
we
real,
became the villain.
meaning that the infection
Is that
of
what
the
happened?
Hallownest is now gone. This means the seals inside of the Black Egg probably wore off, allowing the Hollow Knight to escape its prison. In other words, the Embrace of the Void ending is a goddamn cliffhanger, and we have no idea how Team Cherry plans to follow this up. The Hollow Knight is running loose in Hallownest, and the Knight has transformed into a raging void monster that might try to
Yo,
destroy
do you guys
the
think
entire kingdom.
this will be the
or at
boss
least
in the
what's
Silk
left of it.
Song version?
What's even more strange about this
This the
ending
final
is that
boss
the
for
announced
Silk Song?
sequel, Hollow Knight Silk Song, doesn't seem to be related to this ending at all. But
Oh,
that's a whole
well,
different
never mind.
shit show. Obviously, the biggest mystery surrounding this ending is the appearance of Bill. Did this creature exist in the void already?
Silk
Or
Song's
was
a
it somehow
prequel?
built into existence by the power
Oh.
of the Godseekers? Did the Knight turn into this thing, or did it just become a part
That's
of
kind
it?
of disappointing, I feel.
Examining a statue of this creature,
feel like a lot of
and
people
other
wanna know what
forms of the
happens
Knight
after.
Grant the player a
Not
Hunter's
before.
Journal entry for an ancient artifact called the Void Idol, which might imply this creature might have been worshipped by the ancient civilization. But again, that's pure speculation. We don't know what this worship of Void exactly looked like. Maybe the Void they worshipped took the form of something more sinister. There is one thing we know about this monster though. It's weak to flowers. Yes,
What?
these
Why?
things.
What?
As it turns out, those delicate flowers that Zamir has stockpiled up her ass are actually useful for something. They contain a strange power that even deters the White Lady from touching one. The Godseeker, however, is dumb enough to accept a flower from the night. If the player does this, instead of Void being released out into the world, this flower pulls a no you, and the Godseeker and Void disappear.
Just obliterated, gone from existence.
Is described as giving off a pale light, which appears to connect it to the pale beings. Like I said before, pale beings appear to be some form of top-tier gods. As of right now, we are only aware of two, the Pale King and the White Lady, but the fact that Zamir brought these pale flowers from a faraway land implies that there are definitely more of them out there. Another small hint of the existence of pale beings.
Maybe we'll meet them in
Salt
Song
that can be found all over Hallownest. Did these come from the Pale King, or possibly some other pale being? And what exactly are they? Are they poop? In general, the Godmaster endings appear to be doing a lot of setup for future Hollow Knight content. Like I said before, Hollow Knight Silksong doesn't seem to connect these events on the surface, so we are in a bit of a bind when trying to discuss what these endings actually mean for the greater narrative Team Cherry is building. There's definitely a lot more to consider about what the Pale Beings are and what properties they possess. And we also have plenty of questions surrounding the Void and how bugs have interacted with it in the past.
Is Hollow Knight the only game Team Cherry has made?
Trying to grasp onto the totality of Team Cherry's creation. How powerful are creatures like Bill and the worms? Where did things like the Void even come from to begin with? How much bigger is the world beyond Hallownest? Is Bardoon into butt stuff?
The heck is that?
But of course,
it's
that's
BMO.
the appeal of a game like Hollow Knight. Having all of the answers to every question would just ruin the mystery of the world. Plus, if we didn't have questions like this to waste our time on, then what else would we be doing with our lives? Go outside?
Touch grass?
And so this video comes to an end. Now I know
that's
the average
over?
attention span of a YouTube viewer is 9 minutes. So let me leave you with a few takeaways. 1. Hollow Knight is a game about bugs. I know this may come as a shock, but it's true. Watch the video again, and this time, pay attention. You'll notice right away, I promise. 2. Murdering your own babies might not be such a good idea after all. I mean, this is obviously just my interpretation of the game's lore. Other people might have different views on the subject of murdering babies, and every opinion is valid, so I don't want to step on anyone's toes or anything. 3. Menderbug is fucking dead. 4. Nothing is certain. This video probably has a few flaws in it. Trying to construct a cohesive
how many endings does Elden Ring have?
Hollow Knight isn't exactly straightforward.
Does it have more than
I'm
5,
sure
or was it exactly
future,
5?
And I encourage you to explore the lore yourself. 5. And this last point is fairly obvious, but I should mention it anyway. Cory in the House is the best anime.
What anime? Also, when I said that's BMO, I meant Baymax. Mix it up. Well, that's the video, guys. Honestly, that hour went by way faster than I thought it would. I think the lore is very thought out. I think it's very interesting. However, is it interesting enough for me to go back into Hollow Knight? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe if I'm bored enough, I will play it, but bugs, man. Bugs. I don't want to fight no spiders. I don't want to fight that Kazu looking thing, whatever the heck that was. And I don't know. I know like there's like a mod. Like somebody said in the Discord, there's a mod where you can just do only the bosses. So it's like a boss rush. So you can skip a lot of stuff. But then there's also that one spider boss that I'll have to fight because of that. I don't know. Maybe I can do a mod where I can just skip straight to the final boss. Fight the sun. Just straight up. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I enjoyed this video though. I did enjoy this video. I think it's pretty interesting, the lore and stuff. I'm not sure if I understood some of it, but I think I understood the gist of it. And yeah, well there's that. I don't really understand this last ending they were talking about with the God Seeker. I don't know what the heck happened to that. Not really, but whatever. I don't really know. Well, anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And let's go fight AT Ray Dow. Yeah. AT Ray Dow's beating your ass? Can't be that hard, right? Hold on. Opening wilds. It's an actual in-game mode? Oh, it is? Huh. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But most likely, maybe not. I don't know. You might just be trash, but you're getting cooked. Have a question. Why are there bird eggs on my head? Honestly, I got the idea for the bird eggs because of that one, like, Among Us, like, cosmetic. You know, if you've played Among Us, you know that there's a bird egg thing you can put on your, as, like, a helmet cosmetic. And I was like, oh my god, that would fit really well, like, if on top of a tree. So I was like, I just put it there. And there's that. I don't even draw it on my thumbnails because it's, like, surprisingly difficult to draw a nest and eggs. So I usually, like, I just skip drawing the eggs and just draw the stick. I know this drawing of my, like, of the PNG doesn't have the stick, but it's supposed to have a stick. But the artist didn't draw it. It is what it is, though. Oh, hold on. Why is it not capturing? Oh, because it's set to Hollow Knight. Hold on. Is it working? Why is it not capturing? Can you guys hear the game? I think you guys can hear the game, but it's not capturing the game for some reason. Why is it not capturing the game? The heck? What's going on? Capture Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay. Hello? Why? What's going on? I'm gonna try and reopen the game. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Wilds, like, takes a while to open as well. You think I'll take 14 tries to beat AT Ray Dow? I know, like, he has new armor as well. Like, I heard somebody say, like, maybe Lane Power is gonna be OP with this new armor. We'll see. Is the game opening or what? What's going on? The heck? Huh? Huh? The heck? Let me try and open it again. It just didn't open. Play. There we go. Not gonna lie, we were betting on how many times he would have to boot up the game for it to work. Oh, wait. Wait, was that what you were betting on? Two T3 slots with an extender. 2 is cool AF. Oh, like the skills for this new armor? That does seem pretty decent. Armor's drip. Maybe I'll have to change my drip, but my current drip is pretty good, not gonna lie. The difficulty for AT Ray is weapon dependent, and from what I've heard, Charge Blade is not good against it. Is that so? What makes it a good matchup? I mean, obviously the range weapon is going to be a good matchup because it flies, and the range weapons can just do damage anyways, right? Why is it not capturing? The heck? Okay, there we go. That was weird. It's all good, guys. Just decided to work now. Longsword is a good matchup. Moveset is a bit different. Alright. Let's see it. Start game! Also, I decided if you're in the Treehouse VIPs membership, I'll make a new squad for you guys to join in. And if there's more than 50 of you somehow, then I'll just make another squad. I don't know. We'll make it work. You use bow. It's very forgiving. I mean, bow is like all the range weapons low-key busted. It's like playing mage in Elden Ring, right? I guess we'll do this one. Come on, come on. I did do some off-stream farming to try and get some like a load shells handicraft decoration, but I couldn't get it. So freaking rare. Login bonus. Nice. All right. It's an event quest, right?
Right.
Wait, hold on. Let me stock up. Am I well fed? 17 seconds. Nope, I'm not. Okay.
Yes.
First, I will try and solo this thing. And if I want to farm it, we'll farm it together. Here it is. It's this one, right? Arch-Tempered Raidao. This is the one I want to fight. An extremely powerful Raidao has been sighted in the Windward Plains. Only the most elite hunters are equipped to take on this quest. May good fortune be with you as you aim to be one of the best. Oh, one of the select few. I will be one of the select few. Should I use the voucher now? I'll probably die a lot. I might not even finish this quest. If I need to farm it, I'll use a voucher. Watch me cook this guy. Easy clap. Alright, here we go. For those of you who don't know, this is my build. Voila. Boom. This is my build. Yes, sir. I think it's pretty decent. In my opinion. Right? Yep. And just, if you don't know, my Ardian weapon is 3 attack, 1 affinity, 1 sharpness. It's almost perfect, but it's good enough. I feel like I would have been a little bit happier if it was 2 sharpness instead of 1 affinity, 1 sharpness, because I do have small sharpness issues, especially since I don't have handicraft. But I don't know. I just have to sharpen a lot more often. No damage run? I doubt it. So we're fighting it right at the nest right away. Interesting. At least it seems like it's gonna be right at the nest. There it is. Let's see if I can try to sneak attack. Does it see me? Oh no, it definitely sees me. Can I still sneak attack? I can. Nice. Let's go. Okay. Not a bad start. Do this real quick and then block. Oh, I didn't perfect guard it though. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, what? I still got... Oh my god, I'm about to die. I'm stunned! Oh, I thought I was stunned. Wait, what? Oh my god. Oh my god, I got Omega cooked, bro. The heck? What the heck was that? Like, I was like so far away from where she like Raydal hit the ground, but the explosion, the AoE was so massive. How am I supposed to avoid that? What? And also, I swear I saw the stun effects icon pop up, but then I was able to just move. I'm pretty sure I don't have stun resistance on. Oh, it's leaving? What the heck? Yeah, the area, like, I forgot. Like, it like makes it like the ground explode or whatever. My can't hit me? Oh, did it? That must be why, I guess. I mean, there's no other reason that I could think of that I could just move after getting stunned that fast. Can I sneak attack? Nah, he sees me. Ooh. Or we'll just block that. Block that. Yep. Okay. Oh, that hits. Okay. Ow, what the heck? I can't even... Come here. Ooh. Ooh, can I get this? Yes, got him. Perfect. Nice one. I smack him a little bit. Maybe I can AD here. Maybe chase on him. Come on. Damn it! Whatever, dude. Stupid. Oh, crap. Maybe AD here? Oh, no. Aw, man. Didn't expect the double one. Should I heal? I probably should, but I'm not gonna. Oh my god, that was close. What the... Does he always have that secondary explosion? I thought that was just like because he was in that place, but like it seems to be doing it even here. Get down here. Oil! Smack him in the face. I realized what happened in this fight. I only have 2, not 5. I guess 5 is only in the beta. Ooh, nice heals. I still haven't finished my Palico's like quests yet. Oh man, I keep forgetting that thing. It explodes like that. Okay. I need to charge my shield real quick. Cool. Uh-oh, that sucks. Oh, I barely live. Oh no, I'm stunned. I'm dead now. Okay, dude. Do I need stun resistance now? Like before, like I almost never got stunned, so I never thought I needed stun resistance. But like I'm getting stunned now. Maybe it's because he does thunder damage, and it like it gives me Thunderblade. Is it giving me Thunderblade? Or something? It is Thunderblade? Okay, that's why I'm getting stunned. Because, like, before I was like, I swear, like... Oh, that was close. Nice, okay, there we go. Shank him a little bit. Because, like, I swear, like, in this game, because you have the Sacred just, like, picking you up all the time, you don't get stunned very often. So I never thought, like, of equipping stun resistance. But maybe I need it for this fight. Nice. Let's pop this one. Nice. Oh yeah! Okay, we're doing some pretty good damage here. He's roaring again. I can't AD. Ooh. I'll play a little bit safer. Wait, that hit me? I thought it was good.
My bad.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought the Sacred would be able to pick me up fast enough. I only lasted 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Jeez. Okay, this guy is tough. This guy is tough. Alright. Alright, let me lock in then. Let me lock in. World record pace? What do you mean? There's no way that's the fastest anybody has ever died to him, right? Surely
I'm glad
not.
you're all right. Take a second to write.
Let's go again. I don't know why I didn't quick start.
Safety first, right?
I mean, I could restock, I guess, but like, I don't know. I don't think I use that much stuff. I like use one potion. Every other time, I just insta-died.
There's a
That's
special
crazy.
event going on at the Grand Hub. Should we check it out?
The heck? Yo, depart. Nah, I think my armor is fine. I just have to just not get hit, right? Easy. Just simply not get hit.
Let's have another heck with no surprises today.
I just have to remember that he has a like after AoE. I'm getting hit by that a bit. Other than that, it seems like he has the same moveset. So I should be able to just dodge everything.
There.
I fought enough raid owls. Surely I can. Exactly, dude. How can I die if I don't get hit? Giga brain strats right there. Yeah, the aftershocks is what I need to get used to. That's the thing you need to learn about this fight. Everything else seems to be the same, unless he does like changes it up when he's skulled or something. I think this fight is super doable. It shouldn't take too long. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Let's start off with a sneak attack. And I'm gonna try and perfect guard the roar so I can get my Savage Axe rolling right away. Oh, I couldn't charge fast enough, damn it. Alright, nice. Worth it. Worth it. I got my Savage Axe, I got my Savage Axe. Super worth it. I'm stuck. Okay. That misses, right? Oh my god, that still hit? Oh, I thought it would explode. Oh wait, I already charged my shield. Oh, he missed, the heck? Okay, nice. Now we can do some damage. He missed. Uh-oh. Oh my god. I should probably sharpen, but did I get it? Did I get it? Yes! Why did I say sharpen? I meant like heal, but I'm gonna do this instead. I think this is very good. Oh no, I tried to perfect guard the roar, but I couldn't see his stupid head. Oh, I missed. Dang. I got so lucky there. Oh! Okay, I dodged it. We're good. We're chilling. Just spam the dodge. What the heck? What the? Oh! Dodge. Okay, we're good. Ooh. We're good. We're good so far. Oh, stupid animation block. Move. I'm stunned. No. Oh, what? That hit me. What do you mean? What? How that hit me? That was so far away. That's insane, bro. The hitbox on that. I even got on the what's it called again? Sacred. And I moved. And I still got hit. Bruh. Yeah, like the instant I get thunder blighted and then stunned, I'm in big trouble. I mean, it is going better than the last time, but like it's not going that much better. It's only like I bet I'm gonna come here and he's gonna run away. Of course he is. Of course he is. That's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. Oh, you think like getting on my sacred just like got me killed because I removed my invincibility? But like I thought I was straight up just out of the way of the move. That's what surprised me. Flying monsters suck, but at least Raidao doesn't fly like too much. He usually flies for like a little bit and then comes straight back down. I thought he was gonna roar. Whatever. Nice, got him. Perfect. Okay. Okay. We're fine. Okay. Just block everything so far. Okay. The heck? That was... Uh-oh. Oh my god. Hold up, hold up. Oh yes! We got him. We got him. I thought we weren't gonna make it, but we got him. Okay, attack opportunity time. Attack opportunity. Boom. Boom. And we try and block the roar. Wait, what? Oh crap. Damn it! Oh my god. That was close. These Thunder Strikes AoE is like a lot bigger than it looks. Maybe I can mount? Nice. Nice. Another huge attack window coming in. I find the strong knife attack to be a lot better at making wounds than the light one. There's one. Come on. There we go, there we go. I decided to just tank it. Big. Cool. Big damage shot. Oh, he's up already, it's crazy. Oh, never mind. Let's go. Big paralysis. Big paralysis. Big paralysis, baby. Nice. Okay, okay. Maybe AD right here. We can chain knock him down. Perfect timing. Oh! Damn it. Okay. Oh. Aw, Titans. And Savage Axe. Ow! Oh no. Oh no. Please, 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 please. No! Oh, dude, I think if I stayed down for a second longer, I would have survived. Yeah, the Sacred killed me again. Damn it! What the hell was that? Wait, what? Was he trying to spawn kill me? The heck? Can I dodge that? Oh, that hits me still? Uh-oh, that's bad. Okay, we're good. Oh my. Oh, hold up. Oh, yes. We got him. We have one life left. Maybe we can cook still. Oh, I thought he was gonna roar. Oh, no! Animation locked! Oh! Oh my god, dude, his AoE is ginormous, dude. Like, I think I'm outside the range, but I'm not. I gotta keep that in mind. Ooh. I think his AoE got bigger than regular raid out. I swear if it was regular raid out, I would have been out of that.
That was
I don't know.
an unexpectedly fierce monster. Let's try again after some preparation.
Let's restock real quick. I can't believe I still don't have max potions. I can craft only 5. That's crazy. Thunder Res Decos. Nah, I don't think I need it.
Yes.
I don't think I need the Thunder Res Decos. I think my build is fine. I just need to get good. They said Charge Blade isn't a good matchup. I mean, I can kind of see why, because he's so much harder to perfect guard into Savage Axe. Since he does the aftershock, like you can't Savage Axe after like most of his attacks. Only certain ones of them. So it's a lot harder to get into Savage Axe with this dude. I'm not using my Corrupt Mantle yet because I'm still learning the fight. I don't want to just have it kill me, you know? I'm trying to look for like a good damage window to equip it. Like, you know? I don't know. I feel like I need to be comfortable enough to be able to dodge everything he does before I use the Corrupt Mantle. I might have to bring out the bow. I honestly, I have no idea how to use a Wild's bow. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure it's different. It's like way different from Rise bow. Right? You don't just like, you don't do the dodge dance or like whatever it's called, right? You don't do that anymore here. At least that's what, like that's not what I see like other people with the bow do. So far, what I've been doing is I've just been spamming the Dragon Piercers because it's the longest range attack. So I can stay across the map to fight all the spiders. But that's about it. That's all I know how to do with the bow. This time, I'll try and actually perfect guard the roar. Nice, there we go. God, my stamina almost died. Okay. Okay. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? How'd that not hit me? How'd that not hit me? It's like he purposely just dodged it. And it hit. Nice. Okay. Grab this. Damn it. Wait, what? I thought he was gonna roar. I thought he always roars after that. Oh, dodge, dodge. Okay, okay. You gotta be playing very safe. Anytime he's doing some big move, I gotta just be like, just be on guard. Okay, I think I'm gonna get to attack. Okay, nice, nice. I don't know who he's trying to hit, but like... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Dodged it. Oh, crap. Okay, that time the Sega picked me up almost instantly. What's going on? Lucky might as well sharpen. He's going crazy right now. Maybe I can mount him. Ah, no mount. Oh, thank God I blocked that. Okay, okay. Oh. Blocked it. Nice. Okay. Just hold the block button. If I don't know, just hold. Oh, crap. Oh my god! Was that a one shot? What the heck? Was that a one shot? Oh my god. I make one mistake, I'm insta dead. I wasn't full, but like I was basically full, right? I wasn't low at all. I was maybe like a sliver off max HP. Now I'm gonna go there and he's gonna run away again. There it is. I was 80%. Yeah, I was basically full HP. Maybe I could have lived on 1 HP, you know, if I was actually full health, but that's crazy. Nice, perfect timing for a mount. My Savage Axe ran out. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice, perfect. Alright, let's pop this one real quick. Nice-oo, nice-oo, nice-oo. Some damage. Big damage. Maybe you can paralyze it. Dodge the roar. Uh-oh. Roars twice? The heck? Okay, block it, block it. I probably should have just dodged it. Oh, hold on, hold on. Yes, 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 yes. What? How'd that miss? I'm literally in front of him. The heck? Whatever, it's fine, we'll take it. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 hold up. Let me cook, let me cook. Let me cook. Into an AD, come on, please. Oh, knock him over. Oh, no. Dodge! Yes! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh my. Oh my, that was close. Okay, okay, we're fine so far, I think, maybe. Think you're gonna land up for joining? I think I'm fine to attack right now. Maybe. Oh crap. Okay, we're good, we're good. Hit him a little bit. I'm low-key scared though. Is he tired? Damn it, man. Do a little bit of sharpening, because why not? What, that hit? I thought I was good. I thought I was behind him. That's so dumb, man. Okay, now I come back in. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, crap, crap, crap. Oh my god. I got so lucky there. I got so lucky there. Oh. Oh my god. If he actually shot, I might have died. Not gonna lie. That hits me still? Crap. I'm dead. No, I thought I was safe from that. I thought I was safe from that. I didn't move. I didn't even bother moving. I thought I was safe. I was gonna just keep on attacking. Oh my god. That's crazy. All right, he's lit right there. Oh, he didn't attack me this time. You bought the great wetfish scales to sharpen in one? I'm not bothered to do that. Can I sneak attack? Why can't I sneak attack? I don't think he noticed me. Whatever. Oh, my Savage Axe is gone. Oops. Oh man. Whatever. Charge shield. think that missed? Hey-yo! Nice, perfect. How? How's that miss? Whatever. We still got the Savage Axe anyways. Okay, nice. 80, 80. How? Oh. Oh. Crap. Oh. Pick me up, damn it. Oh my god. Okay, oh my god, I almost got hit by that accident. Oh, dodge. Crap! Ooh. Okay, nice. I'm safe, right? Oh, crap! Okay, we're safe. Can't see him. This uneven terrain is not it. Huh. Oh my god, thank you. If that went off, I might have died, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know. Okay, AD. Damn. Okay, nice. Not so nice. Okay, nice. Oh, come on. The aftershocks after that as well. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. Another mount? Nah. Man, that's a perfect guard. Nice. Worth it. Oh, super worth it. Super worth it. Okay, okay. Let me cook. Oh, the second part didn't even hit me. Uh-oh. What? Move. I thought I was behind his head. I should have just continued blocking. Oh my god, I lived. Oh my god, I lived. Yo, Sacred, why can't I call you? I can't call you? Whatever, I just heal instead. The heck? He canceled my whistle? Oh wow, very useful, Nick. After I already healed. Okay, charge my shield. No! Okay. Oh. Alright. Nah, I'm too far away for that, surely. Yeah, I'm too far away. Damn, bro, hitting me through the sand? Ooh, a purple one. He's moving so much. He's moving so much. Oh, yeah. Trying to get that purple one to knock him down. Yes, there we go. Knock down. Yes, perfect, 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 perfect. Come on, get to the head, get to the head. Good enough, good enough. AD, maybe, maybe. Oh, that didn't knock him down, unfortunately. Okay, wait, what? That hit me? I thought I was good. I thought I was safe. Heal me, heal me. Nice, 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 nice. Go under here for protection. All right, all right. right. Maybe another mount here? Nah, there's no way. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we're good. Perfect, perfect. There we go, there we go. Now for big DPS. Big DPS right here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. AD, maybe. Oh, that hit the wing. Whatever, we'll take it. It's damage nonetheless. Okay, okay, okay. This is not like the longest we have survived so far. Longest. We are cooking. Wait, he dropped something? He dropped this, I guess, but nothing worthwhile, it looks like. He's doing it. Yes, sir. Whoa, hold up. My food buff already ran out? The heck? Hold up. Give me a second right out. Let me just eat some meat real quick. Already been 30 minutes I've been fighting this guy. The heck? My shield's running out. Or hopefully I can, Oh, he noticed? How the heck? Alright, screw it. I'm crop mantling. Okay. Hard shield. Nice. Alright, alright. Whoa. Oh, I thought it was perfect guard. Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? That was stupid of me. I ran straight into it. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. My Savage Axe ran out. Damn it. I will take this. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. Ooh. We still have to corrupt Matt's wall, so this is extra big damage. Extra big damage right now. Okay, 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 not bad. Hold up, let me cook. No, I didn't shield fast enough. I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Okay, nice. Oh, yes! Got him! Got him in time. Got him. Am I hitting him? Do I still have the cut mantle? I don't think I have it on anyway. I still have to have it on. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, he's paralyzed too! He's paralyzed too! Perfect, perfect. And an AD. Chain knock him down. Yes! Yes! Holy crap, let me cook. Let me cook. Oh my god, let's go! Let's go, baby, let's go! We got him. How many tries was that? Woo! I was on my last life. Sheesh, let's go! That's pretty good. I like the fight. It's like a good amount of challenging, but not too annoying type of challenging. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Hey, I got the plate, which is probably useless. That's probably, this certificate is probably what we need to like craft the armor, right? Resentment, flare, guard, razor sharp, mid, kind of mid. It was 3 tries. Nobody guessed 3. Really? Yeah, his railguns, explosions. I think I might be wrong, but I think the AoE for his railgun explosions is bigger than normal. I might be wrong though. Alright, let's check out his armor.
Hey.
I've heard a lot of good things about his armor.
What are we making?
Let's see how good it is. If it lives up to the standards. Here it is. Let's see the drip first. Okay, might be the coloring that's making it weird, but looks low-key kind of weird. Maybe it's the afro that's making it look weird as well. I don't know. It's look at the female version. Not that much better. All right, we go. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, these skills are crazy. Okay, lane power. I don't know. Maybe like Thunderous Roar will make lane power very good. I don't know. Oh. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, and then stun resistance. Maybe stun resistance is something you need now. I don't know. The deco slots. Oh, there's only Y. Oh crap. Okay, interesting. The gloves, these deco slots are insane. This one is kind of trash. This is like, okay, yeah, it's not that great, but like the equipment skills totally make up for it. Okay, what is this Thunderous Roar? I gotta know. Moderately extends. Okay. So I don't know if this will make lane power good or not. I'm not entirely sure. Does anybody know by how long it extends it? Lord's Soul is interesting.
Hello.
Boost. Oh, attack and low. Oh. Boost attack, lowers defense, but lets you survive one lethal hit. Afterwards, boost defense and resistance. Interesting. Interesting. Is it worth it? See, if we use this helmet's pretty decent, and this glove. Oh. Probably not right now, but the other Apexes will get AT versions and they'll have it too. Oh, maybe. You might be right about that. It's like, if I do swap to this build, I don't think it can fit in Agitator, right? Probably not. I don't think so. I don't know if I'll farm this. Even for the drip. I think this drip is way better than the Raid Out drip, in my opinion. Oh, there's talismans? New talisman? Oh, is there a new weapon?
Got something in mind?
Hold up. Let's see. Am I blind?
No.
There's no new weapon. Unfortunate. Alright, let me look at the talismans.
Anything catch your eye?
I thought you. Who said talismans? Who said talismans?
What are we making today?
What about Palico? Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It's the same defense as what I have now, so basically it's no different, but it does look way better than the Angel one. The talisman for lane power and defense boost? Wait, there's a talisman for lane power and defense boost in one? Or like, what are you talking about? There's a new lane power level? Wait, what do you mean? I'm pretty sure it always went up to 5, no? Do you guys think lane power is worth it if you have Rei Dao's armor on?
Got something in mind?
Or still no?
Hello.
Like 50% affinity is pretty crazy. It's as good as max might, except no need to, like, you know, it's basically perma uptime while it is up. If you think about it, you know, you don't need to manage your stamina. Depends on the weapon. Does it depend on the weapon?
Hello.
Like, what weapon would like it more than other weapons? With each new monsters? Oh, so you meant like the talisman's level can go up more. Ah, I understand now. I see, I get it. While it's active, it is active. Yes, exactly. That makes sense, right? Does it not make sense? It makes sense. It totally makes sense. Stamina heavy weapons, I guess.
Hello.
Well, I mean, like, even with weapons that don't care about stamina, like, the 50% affinity is crazy. What are the conditions? Like, you just have to, like, you either wait, like, what was it, 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Or you take, like, 150 damage or something like that, if I remember correctly. And then it lasts for, like, maybe 90 seconds, and then plus 30, so like 100 to 2 minutes. So it's like 50% uptime, if you think about it. If I'm remembering the numbers correctly, at least. This is like the world numbers. I don't know if they changed it for wilds, or maybe I'm completely wrong, but something like that. You can sorta abuse Rocksteady to get uptime faster. Can you though? Because I mean, like, it's not like with Rocksteady, you know, you taking, you know, you're still taking damage. You still have to, like, heal. You can't just take infinite damage with Rocksteady up and speedrun it. You know, you're just taking it, I guess, more often. But I don't know, man. You have to be careful to tank the hits. And then maybe, like, stun resistance will be useful. I don't know. I'm just trying to imagine somebody trying to speedrun and they're running lane power and they're just, like, the first 10 seconds is just like, wait, can you put a barrel down and then you blow it up on yourself and activate lane power? Wait, does that work? Or does it have to be damage from, like, you know, like, monsters? You can do that? Maybe that might be a meta. That might be the way. It's like instead of eating a might, like a might pill or whatever it's called, you know, or like a demon drug, or whatever else you eat, you just explode a barrel on yourself, and then you slap heroics on that as well, and then you boom, you've got the most meta build ever. Insane amounts of affinity and attack, and you just be doing hundreds of damage. Yeah, but I'm too broke for barrels, so I'm not doing that. I'm just theory crafting. I am just theory crafting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh wow, you do need the plates. Interesting. You know what? I'm just gonna farm this just cause why not? It's an event, it's gonna leave. I'm gonna farm this while I can before it goes away and I regret it. So let's just do this.
Yes.
We'll fight AT Velk another time. Anybody wanna join me? Anybody at all? No dying, by the way. If you die, I don't even know. Just don't die, please.
Understood.
I'll try my best not to get one shot, one tapped. Lobby ID. All right, lobby ID. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Q, G, 9, P, D, 7, U, T. There we go. I didn't even type it. Crap. Q, G, 9, P, D, 7, U, T. Okay. Don't mind my horrible typing speed, by the way. There we go. Like, I'm one of those guys who cannot not look at the keyboard. You know what I mean? It ain't happening. Well, I still have food buff. 27 minutes. I'm good. Need to step it up, bro. I can't, bro. Like, how does one memorize where every letter is? I can't do that, bro. Not possible. Alright, let's do this.
Okay, let's be on our way.
You know, I re-downloaded World in preparation for this stream because I thought I was gonna fight. I'll be fighting AT Velkhana in the stream, and to make sure everything was running, I fought some monsters, and then I tried to click tab to summon the sacred so it would auto bring me to the monsters, but then I forgot I couldn't do that, and then I brought on like the you know, the World sacred, the little monsters, the Jagresses, and ride the Jagresses. And the Jaggers is different. And yeah, I even tried to like toggle on focus mode in World, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not working. I keep forgetting. It was so dumb. But at least I got to enjoy the manual savage axing. Where the heck is everybody? Oh, there's one of them. Oh wait, you're supposed to be ahead of me. The heck? You're farming for a Lashion? Good luck. Are you trying to get like the ice Kufteroth weapon? Because that is the best ice weapon. I don't know for other weapons, but it is the best ice charge blade. Here we go! Nice.
I'll draw the attention.
Is that perfect guard? I don't think so. Whatever. Oh, what? That's not a block? Oh my god, it's not looking good so far. Jeez, why me? Why me? Okay, maybe I mount. Huge mount. Dodge. Ooh. Dodge. Come on. There we go. Move. There we go. Nice, perfect. Destroy the crystals. What crystals? Nice. Oh damn, that's an attack. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Holy. That helps. The synchronized, thanks. Oh, nice! I don't know who did that, but good job. Was that the hunting horn? Knocked him over? Oh. Nice. Big damage time. Ow! Oh, that didn't do too much damage at all. Oh! Oh my god! He's point blank shooting at us. Okay, okay. I think I'm safe to attack. Never mind, I'm not. I'm healing so fast. Wait, someone died? Already? Who died? What the heck? I don't know why I sheath. Whoa. Oh, did you get it? Nice. Wait, did we get it? There we go, there we go. Just try my best to not die. That's like my only goal. Oh my god. Oh! Oh my god. I almost died. Dropping. Yeah, AT Velk, not Velk, AT Ray Dow. AT Ray Dow Ray Gun is actually kind of insane. Okay, okay.
Thanks, that helped.
Damn it. That was too difficult. Oh crap, he's still aiming at me. Nice. Damn it. Oh, I'm healing so fast though. Is that the hunting horn skill? I'm like not barely taking any damage. It's crazy. Man. Our shield. Ooh. I need a wound or something. Oh, what the heck hit me? Okay. Oh, I got it. Nice. Mine, baby. Mine. Okay, big damage time, big damage time. He's up. Oh, big AD to the tail. Damn, oh crap. Yeah, but like I'm regenerating HP so fast.
Thanks.
That helped. The hunting horn is kind of crazy right now. Really insane buffs. Oh, and then he's running. First time I haven't died during this phase. It's kind of interesting how they made him go reverse, like go from his, like, his habitat, like, at the beginning and then coming out instead of the other way around. Because, you know, most monsters usually end up in their habitat instead of, like, start at it. You only beat him yesterday because, yeah, Sub-Zero. I mean, it's the power of friendship, you know? More hunter, more strong. Nice. Ain't no shame in... Oh, gosh. Ain't no shame in asking for help. But as a content creator, I gotta get that content. Oh, he didn't have it up. I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing. What am I even looking at? I missed. I was getting wrecked by him alone, even with SOS. I feel like SOS is like, especially against a hard monster, it's really like hit or miss. Because you either get like other people that can't do it themselves either, Or you get somebody who's actually there to like help other people who can't do themselves. And if you get other people who's trying to, you know, I mean, I guess it will still help, but like if they really don't know what they're doing, they're just gonna take all their lives and it might be even harder. So if you do need help, I think the best shot is to just ask somebody from the Discord or something. I can't even see. Oh my god, but I'm healing so damn fast. Yeah, like I think the best shot. Oh, got him. Got it. Best shot is ask somebody in Discord. That's probably the safest bet. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh my god. I shielded way too early. Ooh. Alright, I got sharpen. I'm blue sharpness. Tempered rune. I don't know if we can get it at the moment though. Kind of going crazy. Maybe now? Unless? No, he didn't do the red thing. Nice, good job. Big smacks, big smacks. I do like how they made it so I won't be knocking people over anymore. It was kind of annoying that I would just like fling people up all the time in the world. Oh, that still hit me. I thought I was literally behind in his ass cheeks. And it still hit me. Oh my god. Is that hunting horn hitting me? Like healing me, I mean? Or is it somebody using wide range or something? Because I'm getting so much healing. Big AD. Big AD, let's go! Melody of Life from Hunting Horn? It's crazy, it's so broken. I'm taking that loot. Nice. Nice, and knock him down too. He's cooked. He's not even skulled yet, never mind, what the heck? I thought he was skulled. Oh, now he's skulled, there we go. Alright, he's doomed, he's over, it's over for him. We got 4 big men. Oh, we got 2 hunting horns. How's hunts going? It's been going pretty good. I just beat AT Raid out. Pretty good fight, not gonna lie. I can't wait for the next 2 Apexes. It's probably gonna be Duna next. I'm assuming it's gonna be like in the order we fight them. But I mean, like we didn't fight Raid out first, but we fought him first in the beta. So I'm gonna assume Duna is next, and then New Udra. That's what I think is gonna happen. New Udra is probably gonna have the best armor. It has like decent armor-ish. I never use either of them. I don't know. Maybe Raid Out would be the best one actually, because Lane Power is actually at least maybe good. Alright, I forgot about Jin Dahad, but Jin Dahad might be cooking. As a fight, I mean. I don't know about the armor skills. I forgot what he had. Oh my god, that hit me still? I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm not dead. Yeah, Capcom did a really good job with the Apexes, not gonna lie. A really good job. I'm taking the wound. They're all like very well designed. Except for Uzduna. I don't really get the point of his like shield mechanic, to be honest. It's just more HP. Unless I'm missing something. Like the only way to break his shield is just attack it, which basically just doesn't really do anything as a mechanic. You don't really change your playstyle at all. is a big fat fish with extra HP. It's a big punching bag. You bully him a lot? Yeah, he's just a big fat punching bag. Oh, is he gonna sleep? I shouldn't get too close then,
Weather
right?
is unrelenting. We'll just have to tough it out.
I guess he's not sleeping.
I'll draw its attention.
Like, all the others have a sort of gimmick, and an Oof dude is just, well, to deal more damage to me, you gotta deal more damage to me. Like, the heck? Ow! Oh! Tempered wound. Got him. Very nice, very nice. I missed. Nice. Nice. Into an AED quickly. Boom. Boom. Ah, didn't knock him down. Oh my, he's dead. GG's. Any wound in legs makes him fall. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Now, Raidow's not the weakest. I don't think so.
This is a rare research opportunity. Can't let it go to waste.
I don't know, like, neither one of them is particularly more stronger or weaker than the other. I personally think, like, I personally think Ushduna is slightly under the other three. Other two, I mean. Of the three, he's the weaker one. Not by too much, though. Because he does have massive hitboxes. Like, his AoE is crazy. But I feel like he is, like, the most boring one of the three. Fire attack ballistics. Oh, another antivirus. Bursts. Okay, I don't really need more than one burst, but we'll take it, I guess. Lay in power. All right, I guess. It's kind of eh. It is what it is. I think it's kind of hard for me to decide which one I like better, Rei Dao or like New Uja. Personally, from looks, Rei Dao is cooler. But like, I'm still kind of shocked that they decided to like make New Uja go into walls and stuff. I think that's like the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. They're both equally cool to me. I think we gotta do like a couple more times because we need like those certificates, right? Want to arm wrestle tree? Maybe at the end of the video again.
Well, what can I do for you? Yep.
Let me check.
Anything catch your eye?
Yeah, I only have 2. I swear I got more than 1 on the first try. Did I not? Whatever, I guess. I don't know. Wait, that was your least favorite of the 3? Really?
You know where to
Wait, I
find
forgot.
me.
Jindahad is also part of the Apex. So it's like, it's not 3, it's 4, right? Jindahad might be my favorite then. I keep forgetting Jindahad is part of the Apex group. I keep thinking he's like an Elder Dragon. Because he has the Elder Dragon vibes, you know? I keep thinking he's like above Apex. Because he's just that big and like cool. My tier list is Jindahad, Rei Dao, and New Udra tied for 2nd, and then Uthduna is in 4th. Yeah, Jindahad is cinema. 100%. Jindahad, top, no questions. 100%.
Okay, well, let's be on our way. Hope you find something useful.
Kind of hope they skip Uth and do New Uja next for the AT. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they confirmed anything yet, right? I don't think I've heard anything about, you know, any other AT Apexes yet. Might need more food buffs soon. Maybe, probably. There's no way they do Jindahad, right, as the next one. I don't think there's any world where they do Jindahad. They surely do Jindahad last. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, they're probably gonna go in order of area. So Raid first, then Uthduna, then New Udra, then Jindahad. Is there an Apex for what's it called? Wyveria or whatever? Shu Wu is not an Apex, right? Right? Surely not. Oh, Arkveld? Is Arkveld in Apex? Wyveria has no Apexes? Oh, Zoe. Dude, Arch-Tempered Zoe is gonna kick my ass. Regular Zoe is already kicking my ass. AT Zoe is gonna destroy my ass. Oh, what the heck even happened? Oh, we dropped the thing on him. Huge. I just realized. Oh my god, the AoE is insanely big, bro. I'm
No worries.
Bruh, dude, I was at its feet and I still died and got hit by that. Isn't Zoshia an Elder Dragon? That's what I thought, at least. I thought Zoshia was an Elder. Are we supposed to get an update for tempered Apexes, making them 8 stars? Wait, what? 8 stars? We have 8 stars already? Aren't we only up at 5 stars right now? So she has a construct? Is that like a new term? The heck is a construct? A Guardian? Construct Guardian? Well, I mean, Guardian is a whole other category, right? You can be a Guardian and an Apex, can't you? Oh my god, I ran into that. But can you not be a Guardian and an Apex at the same time? I mean... Yeah, wait, I'm kind of brain farting. Oh... Wait, we're at 8 stars already? I didn't even notice. I need a wound. Twice. Ooh. Never mind. Don't need a wound. Oh, hold up. Got him. Never mind. Need a wound. Oh wow, kind of a wasted paralysis, and then we knock him over as well. Whatever, it's fine. We'll take it, I guess. There isn't a real Zoshia. I mean, I guess not. Like, technically speaking, at least. Oh, crap, that hits. I'm stunned. I'm dead. It's over for me. How long does this last? Oh my god, I lived. Is he paralyzed? I can't believe I actually lived that. If I was solo, I would have died for sure. What the heck happening? He just went circles around me. Yeah, whoever's healing me. Oh my god, I was about to say you can't heal stupid, but I lived. Oh, come on, man. Why are you targeting me? Get away. Damn, bro. Chill. Oh my. I'm dead. I'm not dead. Holy. I don't know how I did not die. Where's my secret? Why are you so far away? According to some people in the community, Zoshia might be a dragon weapon mentioned in Monster Hunter 1? All the way back in Monster Hunter 1? That's kind of crazy lore. I missed everything. EDW was a concept art? What the heck is EDW? The idea of man-made dragon was definitely inspiration, but like, it wasn't a canon thing before this. Well, I mean, yeah, because like, you know, Wilds will introduce the Guardians, right? Elder Dragon Weapon. Oh. Worth it. Worth it. Wait, I didn't get the Savage Axe. What? The animation came out. No. It's not worth it. Uh-oh. I'm taking it. Oh my god, I actually did! I didn't even see it go red and I took it! Holy crap, I did so fast! Didn't even have time to come out. Damn it! I want to hit him before he turned his head back. Dodge! That's okay. Okay, we're good. Why me? Oh my. Actually, then. Okay, wow, okay, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy. Yeah, I know I have 2 fates left. I took one of them. My gosh. An elder dragon is born? Is it still an elder dragon or is it a young dragon? Is it not a young elder dragon? It can be young and an elder dragon at the same time, no? Oh, ouchies. That is kind of birdies. Oh, we already healed. The heck? Healing's actually crazy. Can I sharpen? The heck? There you go. Oh yeah! Okay, okay. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Is that hitting the head or the wing? I don't know. Oh, my Savage Axe is gone. Yeah, it used to be question mark, question mark, question mark. But does it say Demi Elder now? Is that what it says now? Instead of question mark, question mark? For Gormagala? Oh, we have a purple one right up there. Can we get it? I missed. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's flying so much all of a sudden. How many times is it gonna do that move? Oh, 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 oh. Nice. I don't know what the heck happened, but I think somebody hit it. Hit the thing. Is the purple thing still up there? Oh no, maybe somebody hit the purple thing. It's not even sculpted yet. The heck? How's it not sculpted? I don't think I have any flash pods crafted. Do I have flash pods crafted? Oh, I have one. I don't know what those two monsters are. I don't think I've seen them before. Where's it go? Charge shield. Oh, nice one. Okay, okay. Surely it's dead, like, right now. Right here. Bam! What even happened? Oh, dodge. Oh no, I gotta eat my health. Just kill the cockroach. Ow, what the heck? Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. No, please! Why me? What? My HP! I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta eat, bro, I gotta eat. Run! Yeah, I'm running. Oh my god. Valhalla. I gotta run this way. Please don't follow me. Okay, I think I'm good. Let's eat right here. Real quick. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. Misclick. No! There we go. Nice. Now I can go back. I should start making custom meals. Should I? I'm scared of running out of, you know, like ingredients and stuff.
The lightning has them amped up. Might be able to use them as a trap.
I don't know. Yeah, but my default meal is only using one ingredient, so it's cheap.
I set a bomb. Bomb set.
Like I'm only using like one fish or like one meat or like whatever right now, right? If I use a custom one, I'll be using 3 ingredients, or at least more than one. I'm here. Who's gonna do the honors? Gunlance? I don't really have files. Alright, none. Have a good night. I'm probably going pretty soon as well. It's getting kind of late. I might do the rest of the farming off stream. Ow. Boom, got him. Nice. Yeah, it's me first. Right? Yeah, me first. Happy first of May. Well, I mean, it was a tempered wound, so it was gonna fall down regardless. I was gonna pull it. What the heck? Damn. There we go. Yeah, I'll probably do the rest of the farming off stream. Maybe I'll like at you guys in my Discord, so like if I have time. So I don't know. Keep your eyes out on the Discord if you want to farm with me.
Opportunity.
But yeah, I think I'll end it here. We'll fight AT Velkhana next stream. If I can even do it next stream. We'll see how long that lasts. And then after that, I will probably start stories. We'll start with the first Monster Hunter stories and then make our way up, you know? Hey, we got 2 this time. Nice. Also, this was S, not Y, I see. Yeah, because in my Discord, you guys you guys voted on stories as the game you most wanted me to play. I mean, the second most wanted me to play. The first is Generations Ultimate, but I decided I was not gonna do that game because I don't have, a Switch to play it on, and it'd be too risky, in my opinion, to try to emulate it. But yeah, so the next most popular thing with 50 votes was Monster Hunter Stories, so I'll be doing that game next, after I beat AT Velkhana. So that is the plan going forward, and yeah. And also, if you don't know, memberships are back up on the channel, so if you want to join, I would greatly appreciate you joining. And there's also an extra level now I have added, because I'm broke. So if you do join the extra VIP level, which is I think like $5 or so Canadian, I will shout you out in all the future videos I make. I'll put your name up on the end of the video or something, or I don't know, something like that. I haven't actually done it yet, but something like that. I'll shout you out somehow. But yeah, that's it. That's everything, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great night, afternoon, or morning. I will buy a Switch 2 when I'm rich enough for that. But yeah. So thanks for watching. Anyways, see you guys on Sunday for my next stream. I'll post on my Discord exactly what time and stuff. If you want to know, if you're not in my Discord, join it. But yeah, see you guys then. Good night. Bye bye.